Oi, 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 oi.
Yay.
Welcome back, everyone. We missed last week. Apologies. That's on me. I wasn't feeling very good. But we're back this week. Come on. And it's not just me you've obviously came to see. It's this geezer, this legend right here. And his name is DJB at the Arsenal Huddle. The geezer underneath of him, he's the full Irish geezer, Shane Gooner. What a legend. And then to the left of him, we've got the absolute superstar, Normski. Big up to everyone, man. Big up to the world-class chat as well, as always. Don't forget, the links are pinned. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to all these guys. Come on. First off, weekend outside of Arsenal. Let's just say hello. Get warmed up. DJB, how was your weekend, bro?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Glad to see the back of January. I keep saying it. The laugh drag.
Yeah.
It was a nice weekend. And obviously watched the football. A lot of football to take in, and watching this one and that one and different performances and stuff. And then finished off with a Sunday sit-back session with the world-class chat as well last night. So, yeah, all good. All good.
Yeah, man. Now, big up, man. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, all good. Good weekend. Great weekend for Arsenal. 4-0, can't complain. A game that a lot of us were worried about. They're the type of performances we asked for, the ones where we think, and you go up and you slap a team. People were saying Leeds didn't try to attack, but we didn't let them. Credit where credit's due. We didn't let them attack. We closed them down every time they tried to come out. We were quick to the ball. We moved the ball quickly. We all know why we moved the ball quickly. We didn't move it that quickly in the second half, funny enough. But City then slipping up. And what it was with the City game that gave me the most hope was when it went 2-1, I thought they're going to throw this away, where I wouldn't have before. I would have thought, they'll just go up and score a third now and finish it off. And I just felt there's no other outcome here bar either Tottenham drawing or losing. And that gave me a lot of hope that the City team that I thought would be better than they are look fragile. Now, they're only 6 points off us, and we'll get into all of that. Yeah. It's a two-match swing. It's not massive, but it's better than I thought. I had them coming out ahead of us at the end of January, and we're 6 points clear. We're in the semi-final of a cup.
Yeah.
We're still in the FA Cup. We're in the Champions League. And I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, and I think cautious is the right word. To be fair, we get labelled double negative with things that you said, and I only heard good things. And do you know what? To reiterate what you said, you praised when it was good. We can do both sides of the coin here. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it. When it's bad, when we have a bad result, you can criticise. When you have a good result, you can say, yeah, very good result. And it was. Normski, how was your weekend, dude?
Listen, it's absolutely brilliant. Obviously, just to reiterate what everybody else has said, great weekend for Arsenal. Played really well away from home. What I do really love is when Shane goes the opposite, and then we always get the opposite. So when Shane goes, I'm not too sure about it, I say, Shane, continue to keep doing that, mate. You know what I mean? When you're not too sure, yeah, they always go against it. And listen, right now, they're proving us wrong. It's only 6 points, so let's just remember that. Sunderland are playing tonight. I think they're 3-0 up at the moment. So listen, let's not take that for granted. Press the brakes. It's been a great weekend, but we just keep pressing the brakes. Cautious, as you said. I'm cautiously optimistic as well. Big up to Shane. Big up to DJB, yourself, and obviously the world-class chat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. But we'll get into the football side of things in a little bit. But the transfer window is slammed shut, boys. It's slammed shut at 7 o'clock, and it's funny because typical fashion. We had the late Arsenal drama. We had this.
Oh.
And then it quickly went to this.
Oh.
And then it ended up this. Typical Arsenal, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant. All the Tonali links. Oh, he's coming. Fabrizio. Yeah. No, he fucking ain't, David. And then we sign a kid. Listen, and we'll say this with a kid. Look, the Arsenal quotes there were, we've really pulled off a coup here. You know what I mean? Or signing this geezer, he could be one for the future. Is apparently a big talent. I don't know much about him. I'm not a liar. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's what I don't mind. It's what we haven't done a lot of like in recent years. I know this summer we've signed Mascara, etc. But we haven't been signing the £3 million players, the rough sort of players that you want to, turn into a polished sort of diamond. What do you reckon on a signing like this? D, I don't expect you boys to know exactly about him, but more from the angle of it's nice to see us just spending a couple of £1 million on a couple of prospects here and there. You know, we ain't been doing enough of that, like the Guendouzi's, the Martinellis, etc. We done a few years ago. You know?
Yeah, look, I'd rather a good prospect with a good future be at Arsenal than anywhere else. Put it that way. So if you've got a chance and the powers to be have done their homework and bookmark this young kid as a prospect and a good player, then 3.2 million in today's money. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but in football world, it's a drop in the ocean. But look, I'd rather see someone like this at Arsenal than at a Man United or a Man City or someone like that. So that's a positive. Don't know too much about him. We've got some good young players at the football club, and I know we've got some good young players coming through from Howland. And I've said this time and time again. If we get all the accolades this season done and dusted, i.e. Premiership and silverware, I've said we've got to freshen up. We've got to freshen this team up in key positions. Yeah. If you want to be sort of, winning trophies for the next 2-3 years or 3 seasons, you've got to keep your club. You've got to keep your players rotating. You've got to keep your players fresh. And a lot of people ain't going to like what I'm going to say, but we need 7 players out the door come the end of the season. A, because they're going to get stale at the football club. B, they're not a 90-minute players. And C, they're carrying injuries and they've had horrendous injuries. So if we can cash in and get good money for them at the end of the season, I'm all for it. If we can bring in a young talent like this and, he proves to be another Max Dowman or another Saka, great stuff.
Or even keeping in the same position, another Mosquera. He's coming in done really well. I know a couple of million more, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, exactly. My only question mark is under this football manager, we've seen what's happened to we've seen what happened to Ethan Nwaneri. We've seen what's happened to Reece Nelson. We've seen what's happened to Emil Smith-Rowe. We've seen what's happening to Skelly on certain
DJB,
occasions.
just quickly, can I jump in there? Do you think that he would treat a youngster differently if it was in his beloved defence? Because, to be fair, Arteta's assembled a good defence. Let's get that right.
Yeah,
he's got the defensive side pretty much down.
Yeah,
do you reckon if it was a younger lad, he'd actually be a lot better at bleeding in and bringing him through? Because all the players you named are unbelievable talents. However, he can't manage going forward. Like, we know that he hasn't improved one player. Let alone a young player. He's just not a forward-thinking guy, Arteta. Do you reckon maybe he'd have a bit of a better chance with a centre-back?
Defensively, they've got a better chance. But then we've bought Mosquera, who's meant to be the next sort of up-and-coming prospect at Arsenal. We've got Hincapié, if we can get him permanently signed up. He's still got Calafiori, still got Timber. I mean, look, if we can get this youngster playing to his potential and he's a good prospect and we've done our homework on him, then it's a plus to sign these sort of players. But as I said, you've got to get to a situation where you do trust and put these players in at certain games. It's no good him signing for Arsenal and then we don't see him for 3 or 4 years and then he ends up on loan. We don't want this to be another Austin Trusty. So there has been history under this football manager where even though he has signed young defenders in the past, they haven't really got a look in and shine for this football manager.
Yeah, so, and there's a thing to say as well. We couldn't retain Heaven, could we? He went off to Manchester United. That was frustrating.
Ethan Evans. So, look, as I said, I'd rather him at Arsenal than anywhere else. But what's the pathway for these youngsters realistically? Because, as I said, as much as Arteta has built a good defensive unit, he's also, made some rickets in the past with youngsters where they've not developed under him and they have moved on. So there are still question marks there in that side of things. But we will wait and see. We will wait and see.
Yeah. Shane, obviously staying in with Jaden Dixon and the signing and the type of signing that it is, obviously being a cheaper, younger sort of player. Can you see this being more of a Bert sign than anything? Because we've sort of more seen over the 6 years Arteta signed the 30+ million players. I mean, most of them have been absolutely dog shit. But you know, we've got that Mosquera sort of in. That was a good little diamond in the rough. Do you reckon that this is more of a Berta sort of signing, and him going, look, you know, you need to be getting these £3-4 million players and seeing if they can come good? Or do you reckon maybe Arteta's done his thing? Do you reckon it's a bit of both? What do you reckon, bro?
Yeah, I reckon it's Berta. This Mosquera signing was 100% him. And when we were talking in the summer about getting Berta, I repeatedly said, I hope that he has one little gem that he's kept in his pocket that he's hidden from Atletico. And turns out it was Mosquera. Now, we were in for that young lad from Scotland, but he was a striker and this lad's a defender, and the striker went to Tottenham and the defender came to us.
Typical.
I mean, that's you know, read into that what you will. But Mosquera, yeah, Adam says Mosquera's bird. No, Arteta even admitted that. Although I think he said today, I only glanced at the press conference because I unfortunately have to cover it tomorrow. But I think I saw something along the lines of Berta handles all the transfers, or somebody said something like that. I could be wrong on it, but he said something like that. But I think that's just because it's the last day of the transfer window.
Yeah,
and
he said he
said that we need cover for Marino, so he's leaving the door open that if he falls apart, then what he should have got him is cover for Marino. You know, he's just he's like he's covering for himself. But I've constantly said that he improves defenders. You know, I've no qualms complimenting Arteta when it's due.
But you've got an agenda though, Shane.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem. You see, that's what people say. You have an agenda against Odegaard, and I said, well, no. When he has a good game, I say he has a good game. When he has a bad game, I said he has a bad game. Sadly, about 20 out of every 22 games, he has a bad game. So it seems like an agenda because I'm constantly saying he had a bad game. That's just the way it is. People don't like it. They don't want to hear it. They think that you should you know, be all cheery and have your pom-poms out and stuff like that. I'm sorry if you don't like it, you know, jog on. There's other channels. If you want to get, as viewers, as you want to get tickled, you can get your ego tickled. There's plenty of channels for that. There's loads of them. You know what I mean? Go there. Just don't watch if it drives you that mad. But I like this signings like this. I like that Berta has obviously set up his scouting system now in England over the last while. And now he's or Britain, because of Scotland as well. And I think that's the part of the job he loves. And it's a job I'd love, to be fair. We going out scouting and, you know, trying to find that gem. So I think he's got a bigger pond to fish in now. We signed your man off Shamrock Rovers in Ireland as well, the young lad, a few months ago. Now we're signing looking at someone in Scotland, looking at a couple of English lads. And if Berta gets one in every 4 right, like he has done before with Rodri's and things like that, you're looking at, you know, you're going to make your money back minimum. Yeah. And you could just have an absolute legend of a player. Keep getting him as defenders because he does improve them. He really does. I've said that about Hincapié. I know DJB's not his biggest fan, either am I. I think he gets too attracted to the ball. I think he gets too attracted to the player. Yeah. But I've often said if anyone can get that out of him, it's Mikel Arteta can get that out of him. He's good at it. He is very, very good at it. So, yeah, I look... signing the young lad from Scotland, I wasn't overly gassed because I thought he's never going to play. You know what I mean? He's not ever going to play. There might be a route in for this guy with the way our defenders are dropping. You know, so next season he could end up being thrown in because. But again, you look at the Salmons and stuff like that, and they go, really, you know, I was on the verge of getting in. But you do have this is how a club should run. You do have to keep signing these players. It's not fantastic news. I mean, the Tonali thing was thrown out there to get everybody's hopes up. It was never going to happen. Anybody who thought that was going to happen. I mean, come on.
What
I mean, really.
Deadline days sittings, isn't it? That's what it is.
A load of absolute nonsense.
More chance of Norsky playing in goal tomorrow night.
Look, it was never, ever going to happen. And anyone who bought into it, well, then, again, they know the channels to go to if they want to get tickled. I mean, I didn't even mention it on my show today. There's no point. People brought it up as like, nah. It's not happening. But yeah, look, I love this idea of a club running like that, like a big club, snapping up the youngsters ahead of other big clubs. It's the way we should be doing it, man. You know what I mean? All good in the whole.
It's low risk, high reward, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like DJB said, and we all know this anyway. What, in the grand scheme of things, for a massive club like Arsenal and the way football is now, 3.2 million as an investment for a young lad that apparently has a great ceiling. It's nothing, is it? It's change. You know what I mean? To these football clubs, it's like if I dropped a fiver on the floor. You know, it's probably not even that. Probably 5 pence. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Wow, a fiver. I'll be running back to pick that up. Let's get that right. I'll correct myself. Normski.
Yeah.
To obviously wrap this bit up about the kid. What do you reckon as well? What are you gonna chip in with, my friend.
No,
It's
I mean,
good to
it's
see us
good. It's
signing these
good.
players now, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah,
we
no,
haven't
it's
under Mikel Arteta.
yeah, no, it's good that the club is evolving and you make sure you got these youngsters coming through. And 3.2 million, not a bad price. So if it doesn't work out, you can sell him on for profit. I think I just did a little scouting on him, just reading up on him. And I think he's come through the Stoke Academy. I think it's similar to what RVP when he came through the Arsenal Academy. Oh, sorry. Let me correct myself. Sorry, I got that one wrong. So apologies. Apologies. It was Don Revie that was managing. No, sorry. I must control myself. No. Let's be serious now. Let's get a bit serious now. No, it's good.
When was that? 200 years ago when we was founded.
Look. This is a serious football channel. Please, come on, stop it. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm glad that he's coming. I don't know much about him, so I'm not going to pretend. You know what I'm going to say. We'll see what happens. He'll probably be on the tour next year, so we'll see him out there, see what he's like. And as I said, as everybody said, if anybody can improve him, is Mikel Arteta.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, no, it's absolute facts. And do you know what? As well, I'm going to ask you, Norms, and we'll go up to DJB, and then we'll round it off with Shane.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's an opportunity missed for Arsenal Football Club in terms of the transfer window as a whole? Because, all right, yeah, it's all well and good, signing these sort of players. I'm all for it. I think we're all in absolute agreement in that. I'm all for signing these young lads. But when you sort of see, and I know some of it was out a bit of necessity, but when you see Manchester City strengthening, they got some Enuenge. Do you reckon it was an opportunity missed for Arsenal to try and find someone else as a first teamer or another squad member? I'm asking purely because I know there's so many avenues of people thinking they don't think he needs more money or not. I'm interested. Now the window's shut.
I mean, I'm probably gonna go down that road of look, you work with what you got. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. You work with what you got. Is it an opportunity miss? Look, Moreno's out injured. Look, there's other options there, like Miles Lewis-Skelly. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you
internal solutions,
that's the internal solution. That's he talks about that. So, is it an opportunity? It's one of those ones where I could say yes if it was on another manager, but I wouldn't be giving this manager any more money. To be honest, to be fair,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Sure. And we've heard that we've got a deep squad, so let's make it work. You know what I mean? He's been paid 15.6 million, so he needs to make it work. So I'm kind of on the fence here, unfortunately. I'm on the fence. Opportunity miss. If it was another manager, yes. But with this manager, and everybody that's backing him, make it work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you've got to do that. And that's one of the things we say about the manager as well before I bring DJB in. The greatness of what he's lauded as, this manager. If he'd have got to what he's done now on a shoestring of a budget, I'd have gone, do you know what? Fair dues. You really ain't been back, bud. Like, the Cronkies have give you not a penny. You've had to work with what you got. You've relied on shrewd signings. You're managerial now, and you've got second place. Granted, it ain't what I want, but fair dues to you, bud. He's had everything that he wants, financially, the backing, all sorts. So yeah, no, absolute facts. DJB as well. I want to ask you that. Do you reckon it's maybe not an opportunity miss, but do you reckon we probably should have been a bit more active in terms of, maybe not making up ground because Manchester City have done Manchester City things. They've signed players and a couple of shrewd signings. But do you not think that maybe we could have got, tried at actively looking a little bit more, or are you quite happy that we didn't spend a penny?
Well, I'm looking ahead, Aaron, to be honest with you. I don't really want the club now to go and spend 40, 50 million in January when we've got to get players out the door in the summer. I'd rather wait till the summer when we've got money coming in and money going out. We spend 40, 50 million now. We could miss out on a big opportunity in the summer because I still think we need to strengthen on the left-hand side. I don't think Trossard and Martinelli are it. Even though Trossard's had a good season, before
left
Christmas.
Winger, sorry to jump in there again. If a left winger was available this winter, hypothetical.
I know where you're coming from.
Would you have changed your mind?
Yeah, I mean, if there was an absolute baller of a left winger coming up for sale in January, then I would have liked to have thought that we could have done some business. But I still think we need players out the door before we bring players in. For the simple reason is we've spent over £1 billion, Aaron, and no owners now are going to invest that kind of money. They're going to wait and see what they get in return, as in trophy-wise, before they go spending. For a club like Arsenal that have spent an extortionate amount of money and not really sold players at a profit, let's be honest. This is where people don't realise our net spend is ropey. I mean, Oxlade-Chamberlain is still our biggest kind of sell. I mean, that is just crazy, So we're not getting players out the door, and this is the next challenge for Berta. I know he's doing his work by doing the contracts, getting players in. But I think his next hurdle is who can we sell, who can we get out, and then replace with absolute quality. So, look, it's a really tricky window is January, because it's not normally clubs go for players either to get out of relegation or to try and close the gap on the leaders at the top at the time. And we're not in that situation. We're not chasing anyone. They're chasing us. I still think we've got plenty of squad in depth. We've still got plenty of squad where we can use them players if needed. Yeah. So I don't think we needed to panic buy in January. I don't think we needed to spend 40, 50, 60, 70 million pound, whatever it was in January.
For the sake of it.
For the sake of it. For the sake of it.
I
Just,
agree with you.
just because the window's open, it doesn't mean to say that you've got to go out and spend 80 million. I think our squad is good enough to get the job done this season with the players we've got. And I'm a little bit, and I've been saying this, and Normski's been saying it, and I know a lot of people have been saying it. I don't particularly want this manager to have any more money now and players in the attacking third coming in at this football club. I want him to do what's necessary this season. And then in the summer, I want players that I think that are not going to take us to the next 2 or 3 seasons gone. And then I want real quality bought in. Because we've still got a problem on the left-hand side. And we've still got a problem right back to replace Timber. And for me, I don't think we've still got an out-and-out left-back, Aaron, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
We need quality, don't we? Not quantity.
Yeah, absolutely. And because Calafiori is injury-prone, let's be honest. Calafiori is injury-prone.
And he's not that good anyway.
He's not
to
that
be
good
fair.
anyway.
He's had a better season than last, granted. I'll be the first to say that.
Trossard, he's been brilliant up until Christmas. Since the new year, I ain't really seen the Trossard that I saw early in the season. Martinelli don't give you 90 minutes. As Kenny would said, Trossard's a dibbly-dobbly. He's in and out. So the left-hand side is still a problem. So we need to spend money there, massive amounts of money there. So to get back to your point, I'm not particularly fussed that we've not signed anyone in January, because I think we can save that money for better things to come in the summer.
Yeah, but I agree with you on that part, Shane. I think I know what you're going to say with this. Is it missed opportunity? Should we have scouted and scoured the player rosters and tried signing a left winger, tried getting someone in, or do you believe that Mikel Arteta should earn his money next season in summer transfer window?
I don't see the appeal to it. You see how long it takes attacking players to even settle under him. Then they always get an injury early on with the training. I mean, that's a guarantee. They always get injured about a month into the training. I mean, they were training the day after the game the other day. They were training the day after the game on the Sunday. You know what I mean? We're playing on the Tuesday. Like, bring them in on the Sunday and have a run through Chelsea with a few videos and have a walk around or something. Why are they in training? Like, so yeah, for me, no, I don't see it. And if we're struggling to get MLS on the bench, even when Marino's injured, I don't want him getting any. We have enough attacking players. You know, our top scorer up front is Gyökeres in the league with 6. Then it's own goals and Trossard. I don't think it would make a difference unless there's someone, you know, a Cavaskelia or something like that, like last year, becomes available. And even then, he doesn't track back and he won't like him and he won't. There's too many attacking players as it is for me. Where I look at it, I go, okay, so the right 8 where Odegaard plays, it goes Odegaard, Havertz, Marino, then Eze, right wing, Saka, Madueke, Martinelli, then Ethan, left wing, you go down, Eze's third or fourth in that as well. So if these guys can't even get in the team, I just don't see the appeal. What's the point in pushing Eze and all back another position or another notch on it? And it's not about, you just don't like the manager. I just don't think we need it. I don't see the appeal when people are talking to me about, I'd love to get in, Yildiz, and I'd love to get. I just can't get excited for any of them because I just go, I know what he'll do to them. That's it.
I think as well. Sorry. I think as well, it goes back to a point that DJB made as well. I think we need exits before we start adding. Certain areas.
The wage bill's insane. The wage bill's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah. So for me, when I'm looking at it, I go, look, I give massive credit for what he does with defenders. He's great. Yeah. But I mean, can these guys not admit that with attackers, he's terrible? He is. He's terrible.
Can I just come in before you bring Nortsky in on this point as well? Is why do we need to sign anyone in January when we're letting a talent like Wanyeri go out on loan?
I mean,
tells you everything you need to know. That's
a great point.
Don't sign anyone. Bring back your raw talent you've got that's pulling up trees in Marseille. Don't need to sign anyone.
He's landed right on his feet over there, and to be fair, I haven't watched every single thing that he's done. However,
I would find it very frustrating that we've gone and signed someone in January in the attacking position when you can't get the best out of Eze, and you've let Wanyeri go out on loan. I mean, it just to me is crazy.
Do you know why we're just quickly on that before we move on? I don't know whether it was Rashid or whether it was Views. It was the show you were on, Shane. It was with one of the two, and one of them said about moving Saka over to the left-hand side. And I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, if you still have actually done that and see how he plays on the left-hand side, you could have Ethan Wanerius the backup to a Madueke for this season. Obviously, we'd then need to improve on that right-hand side, but I just thought that was quite an interesting sort of thing, because then it sort of almost opens you up to being able to look at two sort of positions in the wingers in terms of like the market. Instead of having to just look for a left winger, you could look for both and see what Saka's there. Then let's get it right. It's not as if Saka's unfamiliar with playing on the left-hand side. He's left-footed as well, for crying out loud. What do you think on that?
I think in that quickly, just in that game, that Man United game, where I think when he moved Saka over to the left, I think that was just more desperation than anything else. Do you know what I mean?
He usually is when he makes decisions like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just saying if Wanyeri was still in the side, because when Madueke came on, he was terrible. He was absolutely terrible. And I think Wanyeri is a better right-sided midfielder. Even though he plays as a central, I think he's better on the right-hand side. I mean, the season when we had Odegaard and Saka out and he eventually decided to play him, he done bits over there. Do you know what I'm sort of saying? So for me, it's a shame that he's gone, but he needs the game time. And I mean, he was questioned about it in the press conference today. And they said, do you kind of regret him going? And but at the end of the day, he's gone. He's gone back over there under De Zerbi. And he's doing bits. The thing with Arteta is that you can evidently see that he can't work with attacking players. He very much falls down on that side. The defense side of it, fantastic. Yeah. But when it comes to the attacking side, every area of it fails. Ethan Wanyeri, Eze, Glock. Do you know what I mean? The number 9s, look what he's trying to do with
there isn't one example.
Yeah, there's not. Do you know what I mean? That's the one you could say. I mean, and how many of them have got in? I mean, okay, we can say double figures back in the 22-23 season, but since he's gone down this PTSD route, none of the attacking players are performing under him. It's just what it is.
Am I wrong in this? Maybe I'm getting my stats entirely mixed up. But did last season in the league we not get anyone in double figures, or have I got that wrong?
The top goal scorer was on 9, wasn't it?
That proves your point. And that just proves your point there. He can't get a tune out of these players, in terms of going forward. Defensively, hopefully you can get a tune out the young lad. But look, we'll move on from that little point, but big up, and we'll bring DJB in the next bit as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about Leeds. For me, I don't think there's probably anyone on this panel, maybe there was someone in the chat, I don't know, that predicted a 4-0 Arsenal win. I thought if Arsenal were to win it, and I didn't think we were going to win it, by the way, I actually thought we was going to lose. I'm happy to put my hands up and go, wow, got that one wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got a prediction wrong. I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Should just back my manager and trust the process, really, shouldn't I? Naughty boy. But anyway, look, you know, I thought we was going to lose 2-1. At best, if you'd have said to me, Aaron, look, Arsenal were going to win, what score do you reckon? I'd have gone a 1-0 or a bastard 2-1. I wouldn't have thought that it was going to be so comfortable as it was. It was a very good performance. It wasn't perfect, but it was a very, very, very good performance and an unexpected one. And more importantly, D, it was a very needed one, wasn't it? You know, to turn fortunes round, to turn not necessarily your season round, but to just change things up. A 1-0 win would have been good. A stinky 1-0 win, yes. We'd been on very bad form. Something needed to change. And when you go and win 4-0 away, especially when you're not expected to, hopefully that just galvanizes this squad, you know. It was a very good performance, man. What do you reckon on it?
Well, I mean, look, I'll hold my hands up because all the chat knows that I predicted a 2-1 win, but I just want a 2-1 win for Leeds. But I'll clarify that.
Oh, same here.
I was looking at it from a football side of things, that we were going into that game with poor form. We was going into that game with a bad performance against Liverpool. We was going into that game with a bad performance against Nottingham Forest. And we was going into that game with a home defeat against Manchester United and shot to pieces. So from a footballing point of view, I was looking at Leeds, you know, only been beaten 1 in 10, not really turned over at Ellen Road at all. No one's really gone there and bossed them at Ellen Road. So I just thought this could be a potential banana skin and we'd lose 2-1 on current form. That was it. That was just from a football logic point of view. Not about Arteta, not about individuals. Wasn't me being biased that we're the best team in the world. It was just looking at it from a football point of view of our form going in compared to Leeds's and what I saw how they played against Everton as well. So I got that wrong and I was glad I got it wrong because Arsenal turned up and we done a job on them. The first sort of 25 minutes was a little bit oh, you know, come on, get it going. It was a little bit like, oh, this is going to be a long day. This is not going to be a long day. But again, we got the goal, corner got laid out, and then, you know, crossed in Zubimendi. Second goal was an absolute shambles, Leeds point of view, absolute shambles. And it set us on our way and we never looked back. And there were some good individual performances. And we needed that win, Aaron. We needed that win because we, as I highlighted earlier before I got onto it, we was going into this game in rotten, shocking form. And if we'd have fallen down on Saturday against Leeds, I said, I'd done a short, and I said, even a draw will feel like a loss. We needed 3 points. If we'd have drawn that game, the knives would still be out. We'd all be sitting here now going, look, here we go again. You know, you know, so we needed.
Would have been 4 on the trot, not winning, wouldn't it? As well,
4 on the trot, not picking up 3 points is a disaster if you're going to win the Premiership. So that win was absolutely massive. And to go to Ellen Road and win 4-0, to go to any Premiership ground and score 4 goals, you know, it's brilliant. And there were some good individual performances. I thought Timber, you know, after the first 20 minutes, looked really, really good. Gyökeres took his goal. He got in front of his striker's instinct where he should be.
He needed that. Didn't he?
This is where I want him all season. I think what the trouble is with Gyökeres, he's been trying too hard and he's been trying to go out on the left. He's been trying to drop deep. He's been trying to run the channels. Just get in the penalty box. That's where I want you.
Yeah.
Just get in the penalty box.
And do you know what, D? I actually think as well, look, because everyone sort of says, you know, he's a bigger sort of like lad and he's strongness and all of that. I actually think in large parts of his Arsenal career, he's been a bit of a wimp.
Yeah,
so it's nice to see him.
I'm
not saying all the time, but it's nice to see him just have that fire and no, I'm going to get there first. I don't care if it comes off my shin, if it's the ugliest goal you've ever seen. Yeah. The desire and the want to get there first, and he did, and just get anything on it and get that ball in.
And the quality and the delivery.
you know, yeah.
and the quality of the delivery, and this is what I want from him. Look, I've said it before. He's not impressed me. He's not impressed me as an Arsenal striker yet this season. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's not impressed me this so far. I still think he's got a long way to go. However, I've also said I'll stick by him, and I'd rather see him up front because I don't want to revert back to the shambles that we've had in previous years. I don't want to go backwards and put Havertz up front. I don't want to go backwards and put Jesus up front. I want this to work. I want Gyökeres to work. Has he still got a lot to go? Yeah, he has still got a lot to go, and we've still got to find a way to make him score goals. And that will come in time. He might need a bit more time than most, but hopefully it will come. I certainly don't want to see Jesus up there every single game in front of him. I don't want to see Havertz playing as my number 9. So, yeah, there was a lot of positives on away against Leeds. We needed the win. We've got to go and back it up, Aaron.
That's what I was going to.
I was like Shane just before.
Yeah.
I will feel more. People are saying to me, "Oh, you know, you've got to start feeling confident now." Look, I'd rather be 6 points in front than 6 points behind.
Yeah,
but I want to see a string of wins put together now. I don't want to see a win, a draw, a win, a loss. I want to see 5 wins put together so this league can be put to bed by March. If we're 9 points in March, I might start now feeling a bit confident.
Yeah.
And people are going to say, oh, yeah, but you know, it's February, it's 6 points.
Look
at our fixtures. Yeah, look at our fixtures. We've still got some tricky games. We've got to go. We've got North London Derby. We've got to go to the Etihad. West Ham are fighting for their lives. We've got to go to
Brentford
West Ham.
And is it Brighton? Yeah,
Brentford's nasty.
That's
Brentford's nasty. And on top of that, you've got Champions League knockout. You know, and you've got a potential League Cup final as well. So
there's a lot of grounds that we have to go away at and fight. Everyone sort of says, "Oh, you know, you've played most of the top teams away, bar Man City," which is fact. I mean, but there's a lot of grounds we've got to go to and really slog it out for your 3 points and work hard.
There is, and I think you wouldn't be helping the club if you're starting to sort of get your flags out and sort of saying we're going to win the league, I think it'll just put added pressure on the team. And we've been saying it all season, me, Normsky and Shane and yourself, just keep your feet on the ground game by game. If we can string 5 wins together, if we can win our next 5 games and we're going into March 9 points ahead, then I'll start thinking to myself, well, hang on a minute. Yeah, I think he's got us over the line. I'm happy, but not excited yet, Aaron. That's the best way I can put it, my friend.
Yeah, of course. You naturally would be, wouldn't you? You know, we're 6 points ahead, and we always sort of say, you know, at the start of the season, you know, you'd have bit your hand off for that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And without putting a miserable sort of end to that, on the grand scheme of things, now that the context of the season's been there, probably should be done already. Do you know what I mean? I'm not unhappy.
We should be 11 points clear, yeah.
Once you had the context of the 20 odd games that we've played, probably should be done and dusted now. I should have had that nice little sinking feeling. I'm praying that I get. So I haven't had it with any team. Yeah.
And this is, and before Shane comes in, Aaron, this is why we are keeping our feet on the ground, because we know we should be sitting here now 10, 11 points clear, not 6 points clear. We're happy we're 6 points clear. But the reason why we're keeping our feet on the ground is because we know we should be more. Yeah. And that has not been put to bed yet. So,
but that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. But just that City in their last 6 games have drawn, lost, drawn, right? And they've closed the gap from 7 to 6. So we've been really, really bad. Like, you know what I mean? That's what people need to realize. That Leeds game was brilliant, by the way. I'm the first one to say it. I thought we were great. Yes, we needed a set piece to break them down again. That does need to be fixed. And that's, again, but it's working. It won't always work. And it didn't in the 3 previous games. And look what happened. That's why we say these things. But then the second half, the only part I was disappointed with was the first 15 minutes of the second half. I thought he's sitting back again. He's letting them come onto them. We had all the football, but then we went and scored. And that Gyökeres goal, to me, meant more than him burying one in the top corner. right? Because
Yeah.
that was what we signed him for. Now, this that refers to having the right-footed right winger and a left-footed left winger. If you did put Saka out the left, that's what Gyökeres is used to. Now, having said that, Martinelli did cut back in on his left, and so that if you have someone who gets the ball across quickly, he's fine. So just for certain games, I'd love to see Saka out the left and Martinelli out the right, and just keep spamming low crosses into Gyökeres. That's why Guardiola in the 100-point season did that with Aguero. He put Sané as the left footer out the left, and he put Sterling, a right footer, out the right.
Yeah.
And he had just come from Bayern, where he had completely utilised the two opposite footed wingers of Ribery and Robin. People say he never changed tactics everywhere he goes. At Barcelona, it was different. He had false 9, which was essentially a 10, and he had Villa and Pedro playing almost like strikers, like we did in that 22-23 season with Trossard and a false 9. But if it's good enough for that, like, I just wanted some games. I'd love to be surprised. You and me were saying this on the phone, Aaron, about getting a new manager. It'd be great doing the pre-game shows, and you're going, I wonder what he'll do tomorrow. And genuinely being excited about it. We know what he'll do. It's only
I just smiled thinking about that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's only a matter of who's fit. But the Leeds game was great. The Leeds game was great. But as DJP says, you have to go back it up. And big up to Lynch in the chat said that he's essentially, and he's just being cautious, taking week 33 away to City as a loss, right? So he's going, it's only 3 points, right? So that is being hyper negative or hyper cautious, I would say. And I'm the same. I think that's the way you should look at it. Let's essentially think that that's a loss. Then if we play like that's a loss, we get enough points in front that then anything bigger than a loss is a bonus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the way you should be looking at it. But I was saying before the Leeds game, I had a draw, and I keep telling people I've only had us to lose too. All these people out there, you know, I hate Shane Gooner. He's so hyper negative. He's the worst of all the ones out there. I always say we're going to win or draw. You know, the worst I'll normally give is a draw. This is what I
the one that says it's going to be a loss. I've predicted penalties tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I said we'd draw, and I said if anyone wins, it will be us. Nobody predicted 4-0. I had some people on my chat saying 3-1, and we'll be. I said, oh, fair play to you. But I like the way we went about it. Matt Wakey, people are getting a bit too carried away. I thought he was all right. I didn't think he was fantastic. It's easy to look good the way Saka's been playing. And the thing is, Havertz didn't play well. He did nothing really, but we were still better just because Odegaard wasn't playing. So I'm at the point now where I'm not even having the argument of should it be Eze or Odegaard. I'm just, once it's not Odegaard.
Yeah.
I don't mind who you put in.
Facts.
Once it's not Odegaard. He has that much of a negative effect on the team that it's there for everybody to see. And now it's popular for people to say it. Oh, you know, maybe we should drop Odegaard. Sky Sports haven't voted. Should Odegaard be dropped? 89% say yes. We were getting absolutely crucified for saying this for 2 years. Crucified.
Yeah, I was going to say years.
Crucified for saying it, right? And this is the problem. I always say this about Arsenal fans, or the majority of them. They always want to patch up the boat after it's sunk. That's why we say these things, to patch it up before there's an issue. Why? Like, and DJB said about a car, if you hear a noise, bring it to the mechanic. Don't wait. You fix it early. Yeah, but I don't want to spend the money. Well, trust me, you're going to pay a lot more money if you don't fix it now, because something else is going to go and something else. So just get rid of the problem early. I'm not saying Odegaard doesn't have a role to play. If you're 3-0 up, bring him on to slow the play down. You know what I mean? Perfect. If that's what you want, bring him on to do that. But as for the Leeds game, I thought it was good. But before the Leeds game, I was saying, right, if we draw this, and I thought City would beat Tottenham, you're going, all right, then it's down to 2 points, and then now it's 6. So people need to know it can go the other way quite easily. We should beat Sunderland at home. I'm 95% sure. I'd never be 100% sure, even if Arteta wasn't a manager, by the way. I'm 95% sure we'll win.
I hear that.
But I'm also not gullible enough to believe that I won't be sitting there doing a match reaction with views on Saturday going, I can't believe he's gone and fucking drawn again. I cannot believe he's gone and fucking locked. You know what I mean? Like, I know that could happen.
Plenty of times. That's why. Yeah.
And then City go and beat Liverpool, and then it's right back on again. So, and we could be out of the cup, but we could also be in a final and 9 points clear come Sunday. That's how quickly you can change. So people need to understand that when we say this negative thing can also happen, we're just letting you know that is an option. Stop getting so carried away, because all this talk of the negativity seeps into the players. The negativity is confined to a few little streams. There's nobody hearing what we're saying. We're called nuts. It's all positivity. Arteta was asked today, one of the questions was, he doesn't even get, most of them are statements, not even questions. These journalists, the first thing you learn, I'm sure, when you go to journalism school or college or whatever the fuck is, this is how you ask a question. They don't even ask a question. They just make statements like, isn't it amazing that you're so loved by the fans? One of the I'm paraphrasing, but it was along those lines. How do you have such a great bond with the fans? You know what I mean? So for me,
massage the
negativity
ego,
thing.
isn't it?
Oh, but I think the hyper positivity thing is the problem. Because these guys check online after a draw and they're just told they're the greatest players in the world. We're going to win the quadruple. And they're just going, fuck that, man.
No, I think it's more pressure. It's more pressure.
Chelsea got booed. Chelsea got booed at halftime. They came back and won. Tottenham got booed at halftime. They came back and drew. Sometimes criticism is good. It's a kick up the arse.
When it's deserved,
these players needed a kick up the arse.
Absolutely.
They got 2 points out of 9. Oh, everybody's panicking. We're not panicking. We're just saying if this continues, it's not good. We want to patch up the boat before it sinks. There's no point swimming to the bottom of the ocean and putting a fucking band-aid on it. It's finished. It's over.
And do you know what, Shane, as well? The point that you made there as well is so right, and I'll back that up as well. Is you had everyone, all the Arsenal top gooners on YouTube saying after Man City was drawing the 2 and then the third game, maybe they lost the third game. I'm sure it was. This is drew 3, and then lost the 4th one. I apologise. Yeah, this is it. They're finished. You know, like that's it. They're the worst. This is the worst Man City side you ever seen. They ain't got the bottle. Look how quickly Arsenal dropped points in 3 games on the spin. Fucking 2 weeks later. So this is the one that we're saying.
And I just want to add, then I just one quickly. AC Milan have lost 1 game in Serie A this season, right? They've lost 1 game. Inter Milan have lost 4. Inter Milan are 8 points clear. AC Milan have only lost 1. They've just drawn a bucket load, and draws are our kryptonite. Oh, let's hold out for a draw. Let's hold out for a draw. And I'll repeat that. AC Milan have lost 1 in 22 matches played. They're 8 points behind. Because they've drawn so many. You know what I mean? And
the classic example of that. A classic example of that is last year, 14 draws.
Yeah, it was not good enough. That's where we lost it. Change 5 of them into wins, and you've got title race. You know, change 7 of them, and you know you've won the league probably. Just quickly before we bring you in, Norms, on the on the Leeds game. Big up to Joseph Connor Golden, JCG. Big up to you, brother. Big up to Aaron in the panel. He's saying, I remember Shane's favourite, Super Kai Havertz. Oh dear, he's only gone and said it. Super Kai Havertz and DJB's favourite Super Nonny was subs on Saturday. Said it.
Oh man.
He ain't got a bloody clue, is he? Come on. But big up to you as well, JCG. I hope you're good. And Jamboy as well. Big up to you, brother. I hope you're doing good. And he's saying, smash the likes and sub to these legends. The links are pinned. What are you waiting for? If any of you haven't, come on, don't mess about. But yeah, Norms, big up to you, man. Leeds, you know, it was a nice 4-0 win. It's what we kind of needed, and I'll continue with the original point that I sort of started with. A 1-0 win, yeah, would have took it. I feel like I've said that all season, you know, because we're in desperation settings. That's why we're saying it, because we just need the win. We're desperate for it. We shouldn't be, but we are. But a 2-0 win makes you a bit more confident going into the next game. A 3-0 win makes you that little bit more. A 4-0 win, it's a lovely, lovely, lovely result for us. And then, especially when it's unexpected, it was a good performance. There was a lot of pluses. But hopefully it's just that little platform, that little pivotal part of the season. And I think Paul Merson said it. I didn't agree with the way he said it, because he come out and said, that's that, Arsenal won the league. Arsenal won the league with that. I didn't agree with that. That's going too far. Calm yourself down, Paul Merson. Yeah, that's just a little bit too far. However, you know, from our side, we're sort of hoping, could that just be that performance that gets you back into the groove again? Stop the rot very well. And hopefully is that little cornerstone to go to Sunderland, give them another 3-0 walloping, 4-0 walloping, whatever, make it comfortable. And then go to your other games with that little run of form and gun on. And like DJB said, can you get them 5 wins, you know, in a row? We've gone about that all right. You can only play 1 game at a time. We played Leeds away. We won 4-0. What do you reckon on that, my friend?
Yeah,
and what do you reckon that it means for the future games in the Premier League? Such a good result. Do you reckon it will help us?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought that result on Saturday was really important, because it was the performance that I really liked, as based on how we performed the last 3 games. Dropping 7 points. You know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, like, Leeds, we know that, they've been quite good at home. They changed up their system. We thought they get, the crowd and going to this, old school stadium and all that. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I mean, it's going to be tough for us going there. Do you know what I mean? But look, they surprised me. I mean, absolutely surprised. I mean, I said either 1-1. I think my heart was saying 2-1, but my head was saying 1-1. So I was going for a 1-1 draw. Again, but they pleasantly surprised me. As I said, the first maybe 25 minutes or so, it was like, all right, come on, man, we need to get this game going. We need to get this game going. And Zubimendi, gets the goal, nicely headed goal. When he plays further up front, away from the 18-yard box, he's good. That's what I like to see him. Maybe Arteta needs to start thinking about playing him more sort of forward. But yeah, I mean, it was great to see Victor getting on the score sheet again. And it's a nice smile on his face, which is really good. You could see he looked happy, and you don't care how he scores those goals, because at the end of the day, he has to be in that box. I know, DJB, you said about the fact that he has been running down the channels and the flanks and all of that stuff and that, and he maybe needs to sort of think about where he needs to be in terms of when the ball's played to him. But I think those times, the frustration of not getting the ball and trying just so hard, you know what I mean? But I think now, the last couple of games where he's received the ball where he needs it, and that's where he's more lethal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So we need to see more of that. And I think the other thing we need to see is that he stays on the pitch a lot longer. He keeps getting subbed too early, and I'm thinking, leave him on the pitch. Bring on another attacking player, especially when you're on top. But you take him like you bring on Jesus. Listen, Jesus scored in that game, but I think the way we need to play and how we need to be surprised is playing on the front foot and play with an a proper number 9, not a false 9 where they drop in and trying to link up plays, because that's really slows things down. And we was playing the ball much quicker, obviously, when Odegaard come on, even though Havertz didn't really do much. But as Shane said, we was playing with much quicker. Listen, Leeds didn't offer nothing. You know what I mean? Dominic Calvert-Lewin was shackled by Sleeper and Gabriel. So they didn't really offer nothing. I was quite surprised, actually. The crowd was quite quiet. And I thought, where's this?
We made them quiet, though. Sorry to cut you.
We made them quiet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what you've got to do in stadiums like that.
Yeah, we made them quiet, and that's and that's really important. Making them quiet and getting that goal. And as I say, Dominic Calvin, he got hooked in the end. And it was just good to see that we kept on going. As I say, that first 15 minutes of the second half, I was thinking, we're sitting back. We don't need to do that. Once we got through that and Glock got that goal, you just thought, this game is done, wrapped up. And it was good to get a clean sheet as well. And what you're talking about the performance as well, Aaron, is that going into a game like that, I think if we had a scrappy performance, I would then be thinking in the back of my mind, yes, we've won the game. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking,
it's done nothing for the confidence.
Yeah, it's done nothing for the confidence. Now that I've seen the way we've come out of those 3 games, those 3 fixtures, and literally gone and smacked up Leeds, it's not an easy place to go to. And there's going to be other teams that are going to struggle and go there. So going into the Sunderland game, and again, let's not get above ourselves. Paul Merson talking about, that's it. That game was the one that won us the league. Press the brakes, Paul. Come on. Press the brakes, mate.
Say that at the end of the season when you've got it in the cabinet. Yeah. Say that was the weekend. Yeah. Say that at the end of the season.
And as I say, listen, we can pick holes. Listen, Gott was good. You know what I mean? Declan Rice done his business. Zubimendi was good in that game. The back 4 didn't really have much to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you give praise where it's due, but you're going to still say you could have done better here. You could have done better here. But let's not just stick our heads in the sand and think, right, now that we've won that, we're going to do the quadruple, we're going to do the treble, we're going to do this or that. Let's just keep our heads on the ground, because that's the pressure. By saying those stupid things puts more pressure on the guys. Yeah. But the fact that you're keeping it level-headed, we're saying we're cautiously optimistic, and that's how it will stay. But I just said that the click of a fingers, that can just change. So we're going into that Sunderland game. We've got the game tomorrow, obviously. That's the next thing I know you're going to talk about. But we're going into that Sunderland game. Yeah. Let's go into that Sunderland game on the front foot, put them to bed, put the pressure on Man City, and then say, over to you, Man City, because they're going away to Liverpool. If we go with 9 points going into March, then I might start to just yeah. I'll be yeah, I'll be one of those.
DJB, before I bring you in, Shanguna does have to leave, ma'am. Thank you very much for giving me the time every Monday, as always. absolute credit to YouTube, my brother. We love having a little bit of Shane Gooner on the scene now. Do you know what I mean? Listening to him every single day, everyone at 10:30. Come on, man.
Honest.
The
You
governor.
know where
I'll
to
tell you,
find him.
Shane-
You know where to find him.
He's the
Shane-
governor.
I can't go 7-7 tomorrow in the retro.
No,
show.
we'll do it next week. You've got the match tomorrow.
Following week, I'm at the match tomorrow, my friend. So the retro show
We'll finish it
will
off.
be
We'll
back
finish
the
it off.
following week.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, look, big up for having me on. It's just my phone's blowing up. She needs me.
Yeah.
She needs me, so I have to go
Yeah.
do a thing. But yeah, listen, you like watching me in the morning. Some people do. There's a lot of hate out there as well for me, you know what I mean? But that comes with the territory.
The most hated
yeah,
Irish
I'll-
Arsenal fan on YouTube are Shane Gooner.
Racismo, man, racismo. You know what I mean? But I'll be there tomorrow morning at 10:30. What day is tomorrow? Tuesday, and then Wednesday is Clean Through 1-on-1 with the one and only Dan Potts making his first appearance on my channel.
Buzzing.
To share a screen at me and views. So big up to Dan Potts, man. He's a gentleman and a scholar. I have a lot of time for that guy. He's a really nice bloke. And yeah, the usual. But I'll be there tomorrow morning. Make sure you're there. And talk to you again. Big up for having me on.
Yeah, man.
The Irish
yeah,
gal.
thank you,
Fuck you, Adam.
What's that? What's that?
Adam calling me the Irish gal. You want to know something? I'll see you later.
Irish gal, I absolutely love it. He and all of that.
The Irish
DJB. Oh, that's tickled me
Yes,
a little
mate.
bit. That Irish gal, that's hilarious. Yeah, what do you sort of reckon then? Do you reckon if there's going to be any game to have changed it to stop the rot, it was a big performance, and not what I was just saying to Normski about Paul Merson going way too early, and he did. And it's not the only time he's actually done that this season. I'm sure after the Villa game, he said Arsenal won the league. I'm like, dude, come on, man. You've won league titles of Arsenal.
Yeah,
you know you win them after match day 15 and 20. You just don't. But without saying, has he got a point? Is this going to be the springboard, the platform that we need to go? I know we've got the Chelsea game. We'll come into the Chelsea game in a sec.
Yeah.
But if there's to be any time for us to stamp our authority in the league, it's got to be now, isn't it? We've stopped the rot, a big performance. We've got a home performance against Sunderland. It's now or never to put that winning run together, is it not?
It is. As I said, you've got to put 5 runs together. And I think where Paul Merson was coming from, I think if you look at the league as the whole, and people are going to say, I knew you was going to say this, you know. But the top 6 teams really have not been firing on all cylinders, have they? I know we're top. And if you're top, you deserve to be top. Put it, you know, so I'm not knocking it. But if you was to actually look at the quality of football, perhaps they're looking that if a team goes 6 points clear, they've not seen enough of Man City this season to close the gap. You know, there's no real threat there. So perhaps Paul Merson was thinking, that's it, 6 points. Man City are rubbish this season. Defensively, they look vulnerable. That's good enough. That's the only way I can see where he's coming from, is that he's looked at the situation and gone, no one's really grabbing it by the horns. I mean, when you think about it, how many times we had the opportunity to go 8 points clear, 9 points clear, and we blew it by playing poorly. This is what it's been like all season. Man City ain't really closed the gap. We haven't really pulled away with any conviction. Let's be honest. We should be miles clear now.
Liverpool done it last season, almost in an identical scenario.
Absolutely. You know, when Arsenal have won titles in the past, you know, we've played good stuff. We've played real good football. The teams behind us, Man United's and all of this, have played good football. You know, you don't concede a goal, let alone a point. Do you know what I mean? That's how close it used to be. You know, like goal difference and all of this. You know, you were counting goals for and goals against in the past.
Yeah.
You know, now I mean, the quality this season, and listen, I'll be over the moon if we win the Premiership. I won't be looking back in years to come saying, the quality that season was poor. That don't matter. We won the league and that's it. But again, from a footballing point of view, it ain't been brilliant from the top 6 teams.
No.
The Brightons, Sunderlands have been playing well. All of these teams have been playing well in the middle of the table. But Tottenham have not been playing well. Chelsea have been in and out this season. Liverpool have been poor this season. Man City have been poor this season. And we ain't been brilliant. Let's be honest. I've not bounced out the Emirates or bounced out of games thinking,
wow,
fucking hell, that was breathtaking. Yeah, we've got the job done. We've done our business, and we've done what we've had to do, right? Whether that's an own goal, whether it's a set piece, we've done what we had to do. So I can understand where people are saying it's over, because you look at the nearest challengers and they're just not firing yet. They're not firing yet. If Man City were blowing teams away and we were blowing teams away and we're 6 points clear, then I could understand people turning around and going, well, hang on a minute, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Man City are playing some really good stuff. It's just that Arsenal are also playing some good stuff. But there's no real challenge. My only concern is, Aaron, is if we do happen to pick up some injuries and we do happen to drop points
to the key players,
players,
Timbers and Declan.
If Timber gets injured and Declan, and I don't mean missing a week, because we could probably get by with a missing like the odd game. I'm talking about if Timber, God forbid, or Declan Rice or Gabriel goes down again for the rest of the season, then I'll start thinking to myself, hang on a minute, who have we really got to come in and keep this lead and extend this lead? That's my only worry. If we've got a fully fit 11 and we can get through February picking up points against Spurs and Chelsea, and we're 9 points going into March, then I'll probably be in Paul Merson's shoes. But that game had to be one Saturday. A draw would have been a loss for me, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what, as well, to add to that point, I think that game and this weekend, sorry, I should say, when we play Sunderland, I think is the last game where we play first in about 3 or 4 fixtures, I think.
Right.
So aside from this weekend, I'm sure Manchester City play first.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's for about 3 or 4 match days. Some of them we're playing at the same time. So, it's that different kind of pressure, isn't it, Norms? And well, in the last couple of match days is we haven't been able to match that. When Manchester City have played first and they've dropped, so have we. We haven't been able to.
Yeah.
To
me, over to you. Yeah, there hasn't been any momentum from Man City. Where they're meant to kick on. So I'm quite thankful for that. Because we always say that Man City could easily string together a 10-game winning run. They haven't done that. Yesterday, you got to look at classic example. They're 2-0 up comfortable at Tottenham Stadium, and I was watching the game, and I mean, listen, the fans, the players, they didn't want to be there. I'm talking about not the City players. I'm talking about the Tottenham fans and the players, and 2-0 coasting. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, whatever Thomas de Frank injured said to them, they come out second half totally different. Look, Man City started to moan about the fact that the goal shouldn't have stood with Dominic, not Dominic, with what's the guy there, striker, Solanke, right? And he's having a little bit of moan about that. So maybe there's a little bit of pressure sort of building on them. Rodri was besides himself about that as well. Saying that the referees need to be neutral in this and that, and putting blame. This has not happened how many times and whatnot. But at the end of the day, they haven't capitalized, because they were probably looking at that game where we lost to Man United, and they're thinking, thank you very much, noisy neighbours.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And then, they're thinking, right, you're going to go to Leeds under a load of pressure. We've gone there, shut them up, and then it's over to you. So, going into this Sunderland game, we have to just go in there with the confidence of let's not muck about. Let's take this. I'm saying that, take them for granted. You know what I mean? Because what we might expect could come out to be a draw, and then we're kind of back to square one. So we've got to keep that momentum going. And look, I was listening to Martin Keane. He was quite offended by what Paul Scholes said regarding the we must be the worst, the worst team to win a Premier League. I'll tell you this now, I couldn't care less. I can give 2 hoots, I could not give two hoots. Yeah. As long as we get over the line, we might be the most efficient team to go and win it. As long as we're lifting that trophy, the whole of North London, the whole of London will come to a standstill. They won't want to know. They won't like us. Yeah, because I couldn't care less. Yeah, the Liverpool fans that couldn't care less when they won the trophy in COVID. They called it the COVID Cup. They've got a Premier League. We're going to lift the Premier League. So Paul Scholes can say what he wants regarding that. I don't care. Yeah, sometimes you can't win it in style. Yeah, but if we go and lift that trophy at the end of the season, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll be over the moon. We can then talk about next season, change it all up. For this season, let's just get it over the line. We've been waiting 20 plus years, and I need to just see us lift the trophy now and just get this manager over the line. Just get us over the line. That's all I want.
Do you know what though?
It's now or never. Go on, D.
Yeah. But do you know what though, Norms and Aaron? There's one game that's going to be key going forward this season, and that's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Because psychologically, if we
segues me nicely,
if we crash out tomorrow night, psychologically, you don't know how that could affect these players going forward. And this game is so important that we get to Wembley.
Do you reckon, sorry, just quickly to jump in again, D, do you reckon it was psychologically damage our league title push to lose this semi-final or the final? What do you reckon would be more detrimental?
Well, it could work two ways. It could push us on even more if we miss out tomorrow. It depends what's been said in the camp, because our important, and Kenny touched on with Lee's show earlier on, how important is it to the players and the manager, this competition? Obviously, they want to be there. Obviously, they want to win it. But his team selection tomorrow night, for me, is going to tell me everything how serious he wants this cup tomorrow night. Because the fact of the matter is, his aim is to win the Premiership this season. If he gets the Champions League on the way, final, then brilliant. He'll take that, obviously. But I think his main goal for this season is that Premier League. Now, I personally think that if we don't get to Wembley tomorrow after going into a lead 3-2 up at home, I think that could affect some of the players, because what happens is it's like, here we go again.
We see the Rice reaction, didn't we? Do you know what I mean?
Like, it happened last year. It happened the year before. Yeah, exactly. Look,
he knows. Our real captain knows.
This is what I'm saying. So this, I think tomorrow night is really, really important, because what sometimes happens in football, you lose a big game. Like if you was to lose tomorrow in a big match like tomorrow, it then starts to put a little bit of doubt in players' minds. Can we actually get over the line and win things? Yeah. And then you have a then you scrape a little 1-0 win at home against Sunderland. Then you've got to go to tricky grounds like Brentford, who are absolutely flying, by the way. No disrespect to Brentford. That manager's in for manager of the season for me.
Definitely.
No arguments.
And then you got the North London derby, then you got the knockouts, the last 16 of the Champions League. So this This game is massive tomorrow. This game is absolutely massive tomorrow. You don't want to be crashing out of tomorrow, because you don't know what effect it will have on the players going forward. Because there's still a lot of games to play, mate. There's still a lot of games to play. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one, and depends what team he picks. Depends what I think he's going to mix it up a little bit tomorrow. I think it's going to be. I don't
reckon that's the right thing to do. Would you go full strength if this was you, knowing that we could get into a final? Mikel Arteta's second final, the first in the FA Cup.
Listen, they're young, fit footballers. It's football. I remember back in the 70s and 80s, you was playing on a Saturday, you was playing Tuesday every single week. And then you'd have a cup game the weekend, then you'd be back on playing football Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I just think, I personally, I'd go full strength first half, get the job done, score the goal, go
and bring them up.
Go 4-2 up on aggregate.
Yeah. First goal was key.
Yeah. play,
Just
you know,
play.
second half, bore the pants off of everyone, and then start making all your substitutions.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. That's what I would
Yeah.
do.
The thing is,
Keep-
though, Norms,
keep
isn't
the
it?
ball.
If you do your job like that, even if you don't play your strongest team, but you get that first goal, like what we were
Yeah.
saying, it's imperative we get
Yeah.
that first goal. You
Mm.
get that, then do you know what? Fans like us, we wouldn't really mind so much being bored to death for 45
No.
minutes because
No,
when that
no.
final whistle
Second
goes,
half.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
singing "We're Going to Wembley."
Exactly.
Kill
That's
the game
it.
second half.
Kill the game. Kill the game.
Exactly. Kill the game second half. So get your full team out there. Get the game won in the first half. Put it to bed. Then start fucking about in the second half.
Yeah.
I said on Leeds as well. The
Yeah.
first goal tomorrow night is key.
Yeah.
First goal wins it for me. If
Yeah,
Chelsea get it, it could be a long night.
Yeah, and they're going to be coming. You know, they're not going to be coming the same squad that we played against them. They've
Well,
got
the
their
thing is,
players
though,
back.
Norms as well. The thing is, Norms as well. What you got to realise, if you look at the Chelsea setup, if you look at the Chelsea setup right now, realistically, domestic cups are probably their chance of silverware.
That's right.
League Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah.
They probably know they can't probably win the Champions League, and they're not going to win the Premiership, right?
Mm.
So the domestic cups is really their goal,
Yeah.
right? Now, they're not out of it tomorrow night. They're coming to the Emirates knowing that no one's expecting them to win.
Mm.
Whatever they come away with is an absolute bonus.
Yeah.
So they can relax and go into that game full of confidence.
Mm.
Because whatever you say about this manager, he's done something to them, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Listen,
He's
it's
done something
unbelievable.
to them. They're winning games. You know,
Yeah.
they looked dead and buried against West Ham. He changed it
Mm.
up in the second half. They came out, got the 3 points.
Yeah.
So, yes, for me, this one is really massive tomorrow night, and it ain't going to be easy. No way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Norms, do you know what as well? I might be wrong in this. Someone might be able to correct me very quickly if I am wrong, which is cool. Is this the only semi-final that Mikel Arteta's been involved in where we actually have a lead in the first leg? Because I'm just trying to cast my mind back. Obviously, the Champions League, like last season, Champions League and the Europa League, not Europa League, the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we lost both legs at first.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
think the Villarreal, that was a draw first leg. I'm sure the Sporting one, I'm sure we lost or we drew it and then we went out on penalties for that.
Yeah.
The Liverpool
Yeah.
Carabao Cup, that was a
No, we've
0-0.
not had a lead.
Yeah, we haven't had a lead.
I
So
don't think we have. So this is
I'm
a
sure we
first.
haven't. That's off the top of my head. I would
Yeah.
fact check
If it is, you know, what I mean, look, you're it's something new, isn't it? It's something new for them. So they got to go and defend because defending a 1-goal lead. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what do? Do you stick all your twists, sort of thing? I needed to twist and just go and hit them hard. Yeah, you're at home.
What do you lead? What goal?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? You score that goal, right? That puts you up 4-2 on aggregate, yeah? And then they're going to be coming at you because now they're going to be chasing it. Then you could just, control the game and then hit them on the break.
Yeah, plays into our hands, isn't it, Norms?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, as DJ B say, I think I would go strong first half. Put your strongest team out there first half, get the job done, and then second half, just control it. Because at the end of the day, I couldn't care. You could put 25 million men behind the ball. I couldn't care less. As long as we're getting to Wembley, that's all I care about.
What it's all
you know
about.
what I mean? That's all it's about. And if he does that, well, you know what I mean? We're going to be some happy bunnies. You two will be happy bunnies in the stadium tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So,
absolutely.
So for me, that game is a crucial game in the sense that it will be a platform. If we go and win that, get into the semi-finals, there's going to be a bit of positivity, confidence. We're going to be buzzing.
Yeah.
And then, especially if we win and beat City, you know what I mean? Wembley's our home, as they say. We win that. That's our platform to say, you know what? We've won a cup, Carabao Cup. We're 9 points clear going into March. It could be a double.
Just quickly, can I just add this in very, 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 very quickly? All right, I haven't been to absolutely handfuls and handfuls of Wembley Arsenal fixtures, probably like maybe yourself and DJ B's and the Jezzes and the Kennys have. But I'm sure my Wembley count for Arsenal is, I think it's about 8 or 9, and we've won every single one of them. I've never
Nice.
seen Arsenal lose at Wembley.
It's painful. It's the most It's the most painful place to lose a football match, other than Paris.
Yeah.
No, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
it is
that was
painful. I was there
devastating,
when we lost against West Ham. I was there when we lost against Ipswich in the Wembley back in the day. It's painful. Cardiff, the Michael Owen.
Yeah, that was in the
Oh man, it's dreadful. It's dreadful. So if we,
we
do
absolutely
get
battered them as well, didn't we? Liverpool, by the way. How we weren't 3 or 4 up.
Man United battered us, and we
won.
won. We beat them on penalties, wasn't it? Patrick Vieira. So as long as you win it, it don't matter because it's the most horrible place to lose a final is dreadful. But to lose a semi at home, against your rivals when you're leading 3-2 in the first leg. That's even worse.
Not on.
You don't lose semi-finals at your home ground second leg. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. And listen, it will show their mentality because if they don't get over the line tomorrow night, it would. Then the question marks, whether you like it or not, or whether people in chat or whatever you like it or not, once again, it will be swirling. Can he get over the line? Can this manager get over the line? Can he get over the line? And then they'll start questioning whether the league title, can he get over the line?
DJB, these questions will remain until he wins something.
Until he wins
quite
something.
rightly so. And quite rightly so.
And quite rightly so. And do you know what, Aaron? Next season, they'll all be back again because go and win it this season, but I don't want it to stop there.
Yeah.
This is
the hardest thing is defending it. You know what I mean?
This is Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
You've proven to us you can go and do it. Now go and do it again.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be, oh, that's it. We've won. And then go another 5 years and not win nothing.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. That's not what I want. This is why I'm saying you need to freshen up the team. This is why I'm saying players that are not doing it week in and week out, you got to move on. Because let's be honest, if you can get 30, 40 million for Martinelli, you need him gone. If you can get 30 million for Trossard, get rid of him. If someone
can't
comes
be sentimental, can you, D? Sorry to cut you there, bud, but you can't be sentimental. Man City's and Man United's.
We've got a lot of fan base that attach themselves too much to individuals. They don't look at it from a football point of view. They look at it from a personal point of view.
And in particularly the manager.
That's the difference, right? So, I mean, I'm not being funny. If anyone's back crap enough to pay 70, 80 million for Odegaard, you're telling me Berta's not going to sell him. I'm telling you now, if someone comes knocking and says, we want 70 million, AC Milan or someone like that are willing to pay 70, 80 million for Odegaard, mate, you take it. You absolutely take it. 100%.
I hope now that Berta's here, he stops the previous Mikel Arteta / Edu dipshit fucking contract negotiations. And if they're going to give him an extra deal, which I don't want, by the way, but just to try and get some form of transfer value, keep him on the wages he is. And by the way, he's astronomically overpaid. But the main thing is, sell him. If you're going to be offered 30 odd million for Odegaard, and the top gunners will go, what do you mean he's worth more 130 than he is anything else?
Not.
Whoa. No, he's not. He had one good season and done fuck all for 2-3 years. Just if you got the C on his hand, don't mean to say nothing.
No, exactly, mate.
The worst, if Arsenal were to be successful this year in terms of trophies, league title, League Cup, an FA Cup, whatever it may look like, we don't know yet. I will, this is my personal thought. He will be the worst ever Arsenal captain. He'll be the worst ever one.
I think so because
we've had Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira's, Frank McLean in 71 to winning the league title. Odegaard,
Arsenal, Aaron.
He can't even stay on the field for 90
minutes. Is he a better captain than Roy Keane? Is he a better captain than John Terry?
If Odegaard tried telling me what to do on the football field, I'll say, piss off, you weirdo. Fuck off. Go
Is
away.
He a better captain than Tim Sherwood when, like Blackburn? Is he a better captain than Roy Keane? Is he a better captain than John Terry? You've gone through Arsenal captains.
Yeah.
Captains that have lifted titles. He's nowhere near better captains than all of these. He wouldn't be captain above all these men.
If we can get money paid for him, what did we pay? 30, 35 million for him?
Yeah.
If that gets offered and you get rid of his 240k a week 100%. Wages, I mean, you've got to be throwing him there. I'll piggyback him to the airport. I'll be like, come on, Martin. Come on. We're off. In any way, shape, or form, you're getting on that fucking plane and you're getting out my club, Martin.
Yeah, but no, I mean, look, getting back to tomorrow night, man, it is absolutely fucking massive. Absolutely massive.
Yeah.
For any Arsenal fan as well. Any Arsenal fan. I mean, to beat Chelsea, get to Wembley, to have a chance of winning silverware, they've got to do it. They've got to do it tomorrow. 100%.
It's what it's all about, mate. We pay, 1,500 quid? I think I'm 100 quid less than you. We pay that, and we pay that anyway, right? Yeah. Because we're ingrained in the football club. We're Arsenal junkies. We just automatically pay that. Sometimes through gritted teeth, thinking, oh, I've got to pay 1,500 quid for another season. But we do it anyway for the love. And do you know what the back pay is for us? Going to Wembley. That's what our payment is.
Absolutely.
Good football, is the smallest sort of payment, and enjoying what you're watching, which I don't, by the way, but also then turning that into tangible success, which isn't just good football, it's silverware. And we've been lacking that for 6 years. It's inarguable because we haven't won anything for 6 years. And that's how you repay your supporters. It isn't by good vibes in the stadium. It isn't by singing North London Forever beforehand, waving your scarf around. That's all somewhat private, but it's going to Wembley. And the team do that. It's on the last game of the season or your last home game, walking into that stadium, either knowing that you're going to be watching your team lifting the Premier League title or realistically seeing them do it. Mathematically, that's what it's all about. That's our payment as fans. Yeah. And as fans of Arsenal Football Club, especially fans that have waited 2 bloody decades, I don't think that's much to ask on our return, because God knows how many thousands and thousands and thousands of your hard-earned money you've spent following this football club through thick and thin. God knows how many hundreds, probably thousands and thousands of hours you've invested of your valuable time going and watch. I don't think it's a bad trade. No. In 22 years, asking for one bloody title, it's not a bad trade for all the effort that
we're told we're entitled. We're told we're too entitled.
You get told that. You don't get told that by Normskis. You don't get told you're entitled by DJBs or myself. You don't get told that by the Lees and the Matties and the Kennys and the Jezzes and the Shanes. Who'd you get told it by? The fans that don't know what they're fucking doing, that are just YouTube driven, that are morons. Do you know what? That's a nice little segue for me. I put this up, right, everyone. We've just had an increase in numbers. So I don't know if someone's raided me. If they have,
it's Lee raid.
El Capitan, big up to El Capitan. Respect for everyone that's jumped over as well. I don't really go through Twitter, right, because I've got better things to do with my life and not go through Twitter because it's just a cesspool. And I scrolled through today for the first time in a little while because it was transfer deadline day. I thought, let's have a little goosey, see what's happening. And I found this Top Gooner. I've never heard of him. He might be popular, he might be not. He's got thousands of subscribers and followers, whatever they are, obviously. Have a little look at this, boys. I'll get this up.
Is this W of the week? Is this W of the week?
This is Wanker of the Week, bruv. Yeah, this is Wanker of the Week, right? Where's the trophy? Hold on.
What annoys me is that they get thousands and thousands of followers. That's the fucking bit that gets me.
Here's our Wanker, right? Just look at this. Now, this might be a regular Twitter thing for regular Twitter users. I don't know. I'm not a regular Twitter user.
I haven't got a clue.
But I looked at this and I just thought, this is everything wrong with Arsenal Football Club in one post by one melt. Let's get up what he says and just look at this shit. Tomo, you absolute helmet. Mikel Arteta deserves to win the Premier League with Arsenal. Why? It deserve it if his managerial nous and hadn't been backed and then he won it. Yeah, fair enough. I'd say you deserve it then, but he deserves to win it. He's been given everything. Absolutely everything he's asked for. And in 6 years, in his 7th season, we're still question marks. Deserves it. Come off it. Not just because he's a brilliant tactician. Look at this shit. The opening sentence, because he's a brilliant tactician. What are the tactics? What are the tactics? Can anyone explain to me the tactics? Changing from 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 to 4-3-3 and still not getting it right. Absolute ridiculous. Not just because he's built one of the most exciting, listen to this, boys, cohesive. Co-fucking-hesive. What do you mean cohesive? This is one of the worst footballing sides I've ever seen from Arsenal. And resilient squads, I'll give you that. It's a resilient team at the back. In Europe, for ashes of what we had, here we go. Now we go on the stupid, silly narrative of we got taken over from the depths of hell and it took Mikel Arteta and his £1 billion to save us. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hang on a minute.
It's like a spoiled brat, son of a billionaire, going, you know, all I had was a dream and $4 billion in my back pocket and I made this company happen. Well, obviously, you've been backed. And he goes on to say, what we had, because he has poured every ounce of himself into the club. Yeah, and that's why we've got fans like you, Tomo. Well, before I carry on, D, you wanted to say, Sam?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, he says the resilient squads in Europe from the ashes of what we had. Well, what we had was a manager that got us to a European Cup final, and this manager's failed to do that.
Mate, he couldn't even get us to a European final with the shit fucking Europe trophy. He managed to balls it up against Olympiacos, Villarreal, and fucking, what's it called, Sporting Lisbon.
Exactly.
And we lost the Champions League semi-final after 3 minutes last year.
And we was
like, what's he talking about?
We was
absolute shit. Well. But listen, he took over in the middle of a storm. It was a thunderstorm. Storm Arteta inherited a fractured dressing room. Oh, you mean the one that you fractured by playing everyone out of position and then dropping them and then treating them horrendously different to your favourites? The dressing room you fractured. Oh, but you took over and inherited a team that the only trophy that you've won that's given you any form of credibility is the fractured team you inherited. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, with a fractured dressing room, you're the only part of the success that you've had in 7 years, bruv. What are you on about? But don't worry, he's faced relentless scrutiny. Yeah, and fucking rightly so. Mockery, and rightly so. And a doubt from every corner. Yeah, a doubt, because when you spend so much money, when you have the backing that you've had and you haven't won anything, yeah, there's going to be doubt from every single corner. And there should be. Why not? Why shouldn't you be questioned? If you're £15.6 million and you're not delivering, why shouldn't you be questioned? You're not exempt from scrutiny. You'll get scrutiny, not from most of the bitches in this fan place, but you'll get it from the world-class chat and people like us, because we're the only ones with half a fucking brain. Not experienced enough, everyone's saying. Yeah, because when we hired him, you fucking idiot, he'd never managed a club before. What the fuck is this guy talking about? He's not experienced enough. Okay, so his experience is one game for Manchester City whilst Pep was fucking sick. And you're telling me, oh, well, he's not experienced enough. Well, one game isn't experienced to take over Arsenal Football Club. Absolute bollocks. Too naive. He is fucking naive. He still ain't learned his lessons. He's still unable to figure out basic, simple lessons that he's had in 6-7 years. He still can't make adequate substitutions, even in the right time. If he doesn't learn lessons, he fucking don't learn whatsoever, or it takes too long to do it. Ridiculous. Every single thing that this geezer writes is absolute bullshit. Out of his depth. He is out of his depth. For a manager, apparently, is the best thing since sliced fucking bread that don't win anything. Yeah, he probably is out of his depth at the top level. But all the top clubs want him, apparently. What a load of bollocks. He's heard it all and absorbed it. Of course you'd absorb it on £15.6 million a fucking year. Of course you would. Of course you would. And kept working. Yeah, £15.6 million a year. But quietly. No, he don't. Because the biggest stage of Mikel Arteta is coming out in the press conferences talking bollocks to you gullible fucks. Relentlessly and obsessively. Whatever. He changed the culture. Yeah, North London forever and all of that. He demands the standards. He just can't fucking uphold them. Spastic. He backs young players. What young players did he back? One of them, most of them has been sold for crap money. Couple of them for okay money, and most of them been loaned out or sold for nothing because he don't know how to deal with youth. Oh, but he had Ethan Nwaneri. You know, he's the youngest player, 15 years of age. Where's he now? Where's he now? After proving last season, in his breakthrough season, that he can be a real asset to Arsenal Football Club, he's fucking being a real asset for Marseille. Absolute ridiculous. Absolute ridiculousness. But young players, when others would have panicked and bought big, £1 billion is buying big. It's just not our fault that he's spent £1 billion and mostly wasted it on scrubs like fucking Vieira, Odegaard, etc. We could go on all day with that. Made Odegaard captain in the truest sense. Let's get this comment off 1 second. Made Odegaard, this is the best bit, made Odegaard a captain in the truest sense. What's so true about Odegaard in that sense being captain? Yeah, that he's the worst fucking captain to ever captain Arsenal Football Club in the Mirror review, because Mikel Arteta, you're one of the worst captains that has ever captained Arsenal Football Club. So it's obvious sense that a person like you would have Saka and Odegaard as your captain and vice captain whilst you've got Declan Rice and Gabriel in the same team. Ridiculous. And he gave Saka and Martinelli the platform. Emery did, by the way, and rebuilt the defence into most solid in the league. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, boys. But he's not over there. We'll finish on this. He done it the hard way. Done what? What has he done? Done what the hard way? Fail? 19 competitions that's came to its climax, and he's failed in every single one since winning the FA Cup. Oh, he's done what the hard way? What has he done? He's done absolutely fuck all. No blank checkbook. £1 billion. Retard. No shortcuts. What are you talking about? Just belief, clarity, and this is the bit that gets under my skin. Just belief, clarity, and an unbreakable bond with the fans. Absolutely. What a steaming pile of shit. Like, I've never heard anything like it. He's just got the belief and the clarity. And listen to all the fans like the Agaus and the positive creatine Dans. This is what they spout. Why? Because they're fucking sheep. Bah! There'll always be sheep, these Arsenal YouTubers, most of them. Bah! Because they can't fucking think for themselves. They have to have knobheads like Mikel Arteta and this geezer telling them what to think, like the Robbie Lyles and all the other channels. They can't think for themselves, so they need to be told the nicest things so their small little fucking idiot brains can be able to take it in, because they can't process going against the grain because they're spastics. Unbreakable bond with the fans who never stop trusting the process, even when it hurt. It don't hurt, because as long as you're happy going to the Emirates Stadium and you know, feeling good and all the vibes are great, don't worry about trophies. Igel said they're overrated, but we're not allowed to go to the celebration, apparently, if we win one. Make that what you will. When Arsenal lift the trophy, it won't just be vindication for the team. It will be the moment the football world finally gives Mikel Arteta the respect he has earned 10 times over. This is the time. Boys, what the fuck? And I'm sorry I took a little while to get through that.
The last sentence does me. Come on, you Gunners. Let's bring it home for Mikel. No, let's bring it home for the Arsenal fans. Let's bring it home for
That's this is what I'm trying to say. They're obsessed with this guy.
That last sentence sums everything you need to know, right? Because what that's saying there is, let's bring it home for Mikel. That's Arteta FC, not Arsenal FC. That whole sentence sums what that football fan, the modern day football fan of Arsenal, majority of them, not all of them, the majority of them, that's what it's all about. That in that last sentence there.
It's madness.
Absolutely. What you say, Norms? What was you going to say, bruv? Because
no, just saying. I mean, it's just typical. This is what it's all about. It's all about the manager. It don't matter what the club does, what the players do, or whatever.
That's it.
Yeah, you can't. If the players have a bad game, it's not Mikel Arteta's fault. Yeah, it's the players. Yeah, and if they have a good game, it's Mikel Arteta. Yeah, so they you know, as I said, it's not Arteta FC. This is Arsenal. Yeah, that's the club that we support. When he goes, yeah, Arsenal would always be there. Wenger's gone, Arsenal will be there. But it's literally from this guy's coming from day one. Yeah, that trust the process. He said it in the comment there. Stop trusting the process, even when it hurt. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Yeah, he's the greatest politician ever. Yeah, the greatest Arsenal politician, not a manager. He's a politician. Yeah, spin doctors and all. Yeah, he's got all his spin doctors. Yeah, and his minions. You know what I mean, pushing the agenda, and that's why it feels like a cult. Why do you think? Was it the one I can't remember? She does what's the show that she does? I can't remember the show, but she brought up about the fact that is it a cult? Yeah, she really
Arsenal YouTuber.
Yeah. What's her name? She does the You know, it is DJB. What's her name? She used to do
The
it
Monday
with,
thing. Sophie, is it?
Yeah, no, is it Sophie? Yeah, is it Sophie? I think it was Sophie. Yeah,
I don't know.
And
Yeah, she used to work with old Campbell, isn't it? Kevin
yeah, that's
Campbell.
right. That's
the
right.
one
Yeah,
you're on
yeah,
about.
yeah. And she actually went and she invited Zippy on the show and asked him that same question.
Yeah.
Like, say, is you know, it feels like it's a cult, and I think he even admitted that. He even admitted, like, you know, that. Well, I support this guy. You know what I mean? There's something about him. It's just crazy, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just like this guy can't do wrong. He can't do wrong. But if he's for the last 6 years, that the detriment of this club, this is what we've had to go through. You know what I mean? At the detriment of this club, this is what we've got to go through because everybody's putting all their faith in this manager. And even when he gets it wrong, you know what I mean? Trust the process. With second place 3 times in a row, it will come eventually. And the worst thing about it, if he does win the Premier League or, you know, domestic cup or whatever, he's going to have credit in the bank because it means that if he doesn't win for another 5 years, they're going to go, well, look, he won that, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And that's where we're going to get. I expect you come next season, if we win the league, we win the Carabao Cup, you go again because it's going to be harder to now defend. Yeah. Players, teams, other teams are going to be, you know, spending, they're going to be improving. Right, and they're going to be gunning for us to take that title away from us. So let's not sit back on our laurels and say, "Oh, thank God, yeah, that's brilliant." Sit back. But you're going to get top fans that will do that, and that will be the credit in the bank for him, and he'll just sit there and just lord it up. You know, unfortunately, that's where we're going with this.
Yeah, I think you got to ask yourself as well.
It says,
"Come on, you Gunners, let's bring this home for Mikel." Right? How many other fan bases would actually write that?
It's tapped. It's tapped.
Come on, you Liverpool fans, let's bring it home for Arnie Slot. Come on, you, let's bring it home for Carrick. Come on, let's bring it home for Pep. Let's bring it home for.
You never for Wenger, for Ferguson. None of this. It's this generation.
You just this generation because at the end of the day, right? He's getting paid to do a job at a very, very high-profile football club.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's not doing it for the love of it. And what they don't realise is, if there was another bigger opportunity that came along and he went home and went to his missus, do you know what? Barcelona, my childhood club, my home sort of, you know, has come knocking and they're going to offer me £25 million a year. Do you honestly think that he's going to go, well, hang on a minute, I think I'll stay at Arsenal? I'm telling you now, see, this is what they don't realise. There's no loyalty in football. They can show all the love and loyalty you can. This guy is employed by my football club that I support, that we all put money into, whether you're buying merch, whether you're going to games, whether your granddad's put money in years gone by, your aunts, your uncles, no matter who, right? It's Arsenal Football Club. It's not Mikel Football Club. It's Arsenal. And there's no loyalty in football, Aaron. And what these people don't realise when they're writing drivel like this is this guy could walk out. He could win the trophies this season and go, do you know what? My mission is complete. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm done. And I've said this to Shane. I personally truly believe that this guy has got such a unique following of fans.
They would leave and go with him.
That we would lose 30% of our fan base when he leaves.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Support, as I said,
let him go to Villarreal because he ain't getting a top job. Let Mikel go to Villarreal and take all these fans with him.
They'll still support Arsenal, but it'll be like a casual support. It'll be like, how did Arsenal get on today? Oh, I don't know. Did they play today? Yeah, they played today. Did they win? Yeah, they won. Oh, all right. That's the sort of casualness there'll be once this guy leaves. And I reckon a good 25-30% of the fan base will be like that.
Yeah.
And that is, to me, that is just where it's all gone wrong.
I think the day...
Go on.
Sorry,
I'm
just going to say, look, hats off for him for certain things he's done within the club, and I'll give him that. You know, he has done some good things within the club, and I get that. But what I will not have is anyone bigger than my football club.
Yeah.
No one is bigger than Arsenal Football Club. And I think it's scary ground you walk on when a manager becomes bigger than the football club.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let me throw that in as well. The problem is, and it's obviously down to the individuals that are brainwashed by this fool. They're so heavily invested in it, instead of doing what most logical, rational, reasonable human beings would do and go, yeah, maybe I got that wrong. Maybe this man just ain't quite it. They double down because they're so invested in Mikel Arteta that they'll do anything and say anything to protect their investment. And this is when you get statements like this, pleb.
So
just writing everything.
Exactly.
Was there one thing you agreed with there?
What would he
he said that he's built a resilient defence. Cool, I'll agree with that. If I don't agree with that, it takes away some of my other points. So I'll always be honest and say, yeah, he had one good point out of the 15 that he made there.
Yeah,
they're all fucking shambolic. And this isn't just one guy. It's one guy on the screen. Yes,
this is an example.
This is an example I'm bringing up for 85% of this fan base.
Yeah, but my point of the matter is, right, now they know he can win trophies. If he wins trophies this season and then he goes another 2-3 years and wins nothing, what would this guy be writing then? What would he be writing then? Oh, yeah, but he won. Look what he brought to the club. Look what we won in 2026. Yeah, but now we're going into 2029 and he hasn't won anything since. Yeah. So he's been at the club 10 years and he's won 3 trophies in 10 years.
These fans are the same fans. Like, look at Creatine Daniel after match day 8, right? I was on the terrace with him and he was saying, we're gonna create a dynasty. It's a dynasty now. He's counting Premier League title 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He's counting Champions League title 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Right.
But then if you say to him by that metric, okay, cool. If Arteta wins the Premier League this year, he's got to do it next year. No, you can't say that. So, okay, in one tongue, you're saying that we're going to dominate for the next decade. But when we say we should win it next year, you question it.
Because he knows the pressure is too much. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the problem is that when you get giddy, you win something. Listen, can you listen? This is how mad it is. If they're saying after you win a typical game, we haven't even got over the line yet, but we're winning games mid-season or whatever, and they're saying that we're gonna create a dynasty just because we went on a 5-game unbeaten run or something like that. Whatever it is, we're gonna create a dynasty for the next 10 years. We're cleaning up everything.
Dynasty,
right? So if that's the case,
done it with his positive, aggressive voice as well.
Exactly. But if that's the case, then DJ, when you put it on them, then go and win me the Premier League next season. Win me this, win me that. You said we're gonna, according to some content creators, we're gonna clean up, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna clean up. So they're putting expectation on these guys. They're gonna clean up. We was told a couple of seasons ago, we don't want the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. We want the real serious cups. Okay, then.
Bigger fish to fry in that.
So if we don't win the Premier League this season and we don't bring we don't bring home a Champions League and we only win a Carabao Cup, well, what you're saying? Because some people just want to win something because we haven't won anything for years. So if we win a Carabao Cup, some people Carabao Cup is not enough for me to keep this guy at this club.
Not enough for me.
I need to see him win the Premier League, and if he doesn't win the Premier League, he's been doing it for 6 years. The last 3 years failed. Then thank you very much. 15.6 million. Give me your P45. Thank you very much. You've done a great job. Now go off to Real Sociedad and do your business over there, and take the other how many 35% or 40% of the fans with you. They need a load. They need some people at the ground anyway. Do you know what I mean? So this is what it is, man.
Useless captain. 100%. Yeah, he can go with him. That should be in his clause. 100%. If Arteta goes or Odegaard goes, the manager they've got to go together.
He will take him. You know when managers move clubs, yeah. Listen, he goes, I'm going to come and raid Arsenal. Yeah, please. We'll be waiting at the door with Havertz and Odegaard. Yeah, take them. Click.
Norms, I haven't watched the old stream. It's difficult for me to watch loads of content. But I did watch a little bit of the Leeds stream, and Gunnery, I'll big up to you, mate. Big up to everyone in the chat as well, man. Loads of you that came over. Pretty much all of you are still here, buzzing, man. So I double appreciate that. And Gunnery, I was saying we don't need trophy hunters in this club, according to Father Ted. I watched that stream or that thing where he was saying about Lee, and he must have contradicted himself. Must have gone back on his own words about fucking 10 times in like a 10-minute stream. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing, and I actually thought that it was only like the young, because I blame a lot of youth and society the way everyone's coming in. Like, it's a crap generation. I got the last of your guys' generation. When I was a kid, I went home when the street lights came on. We all rode bikes. We knew where everyone else because all the bikes were on the lawn. You know, we created dens in the woods. Do you know what I mean? We climbed trees. We've done all of that shit. Like now, everyone coming through, all the kids, they're just pricks. They're crap, most of them. And I just thought, you know, it must be as well as a Mikel Arteta thing. Probably just is a generational thing why we've got such crap fans coming through for the large part. And then you see the Father Teds coming in. He should know better. And I always say this story on here.
That's
When Odegaard last year came off as a sub and he walked off around the left-hand side where we sit, D, and he walked over and then round that way because he was closest like exit point on the pitch. He walked that way. And I booed him. And I booed him loud because he wasn't just shit for that game. He's been shit for all like for 18 months at that point. And I had an older boy, maybe about 60, 70, look round at me. And amongst other people that was giving me pelters, he went, "Oh, you're a disgrace." And I said to him, and I weren't rude to him. I didn't swear or anything like that. I was like, "Mate, you're a disgrace. You're how old? You've seen proper captains at this football club." And I ran through about 5, 6 or 7 of them. I was like, "You've seen all of them. You've seen the McClintons and the Rices. You've seen the Adamses and the Patrick Vieiras in your time. You've seen the O'Learys in your time. And you're telling me that like, you've seen all these players, captain Arsenal Football Club, proper captains. And that is a disgrace when I'm booing this parasite of a Captain Odegaard." I was like, you're fucked. I was like, "Mate, you're off your rocker. You're off your rocker. You should know better at that age." Like, it's madness. It's madness.
I can't get my head around I can't get my head around fans that are my age that are getting sucked into this kind of vortex of Arteta kind of PR bandwagon. I just can't get my head around it. Younger fans that don't know any better, I get it to a certain degree. You haven't seen, you know, you don't know much about the history of the club. You know, you probably don't even know when your mum's birthday is. I don't know, but at the end of the day, look, I just don't get it. I don't get it. As I said, I think it's really, really worrying when a one man becomes bigger than the football club. And I'll tell you what else is worrying for me as well, Aaron, because whether they like it or not, and I've said this time and time again, if this guy does not win the Premier League this season, he's sacked. He's gone. He's gone. The owners have already more or less hinted that he's gone. If he isn't and he's still here, then I'm coming for the owners next season on my streams, right? Because you can't then blame him.
Yep.
You can't blame him.
Yeah. The owners then have to make a move then, don't they? They have to then make a move
at the top. You can't really then blame him for being at the football club. You blame the owners for fucking keeping him at the football club. If he doesn't win the Premiership.
To some degree with the owners, D, there's a couple of things. I don't blame him in the last 5 or so 6 years that Arteta's been here because he's financially been bad.
He has. Look, I'll give
the Cronkies. However, they made the horrendous move to give this manager that much money at a ridiculous time when they should have waited.
They've done things.
They have. At
the
end of the day, it's their club. Their financial incomings, outgoings. Yeah. And it's their job and their responsibility as owners of this football club. If Mikel Arteta don't win anything again at the end of this season, where's your ambition then? Because you're just keeping a geezer in for what?
Exactly.
For the Champions League money? Yeah, we'll get you that. But I don't pay 1,500 quid and travel to XYZ games and spend money on petrol and beers in the day and this and all of that. I don't spend that so I can go, yeah, man, did you see your company's houses? Yeah, I had a little look at company's houses and we earned a lot of money because we got in the Champions League again. That's 4 years in a row. I don't go down the boozer with my chest out and say to my Man City mates and my Liverpool mates and my United mates, fuck me, we earned a lot of money, didn't we, getting into the quarterfinal of the Champions League last year? What did you do? Yeah, we won it. and we've won it numerous times. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair point. That's not what we're fans for. We're fans of Arsenal Football Club, not Bournemouth. With the greatest respect to Bournemouth, I don't expect us to win the quadruple every year, but fuck me, I expect us to win a title a lot sooner than 22 years. And all of that ain't under Mikel Arteta, but 25-30% of it is.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's all I'm blaming you for.
100%. And look, I'm blaming. I do blame them for employing this bloke in the first place, if I'm going to be brutally honest. But once they did put him in place, all you want, any fan from any owners want players coming in the door and seeing the owners spend money, right? And whatever you say about the owners, they've spent the money. The downside about the owners is that when they first come in, their ambitions was just to get in the top four. They didn't really show much ambition to go and win anything, right? Now they've got it in. Now they've got us in the top four on a regular basis. Their next level or their next bar is to go and win the Premier League. And this manager knows this. He knows it. He's been told, you now need to go and deliver. I've backed you. We've been patient. Yeah, you've got us competing. Now you've got to go and win the big trophies. If he doesn't win the big trophies, then he's got to go. Simple as that. Simple as that. And if he doesn't win them next year, he's got to go. Despite what he wins this year.
Yeah.
If he wins the Premier, see, this is where people go wrong. This is small club mentality. Do you think the likes of Real Madrid? Look at Liverpool with Arnie Slot. 75-80% of their fan base want him gone this season.
A lot of Man City fans wanted Guardiola out last season.
He walked in through the door last season, didn't even know where the local bleeding co-op was in Liverpool, and he wins the Premier League. Right?
Yeah, and now they want him out.
Gone. 1 year, half a year later, they want him gone.
Over 400 million spent.
Why should it be different for our football club?
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, yeah, brilliant. You win the Premiership. Yeah, brilliant. You might nick a Carabao Cup. You might win 2 trophies. But hang on a minute. You're giving me dross now. You're giving me dross now. There's been more money thrown at it, and you're still serving up crap. And we've been knocked out of this, and we're not winning the league. I want you gone. Because what I'm saying is you can't get attached anymore. You got your favourites, you know, you used to love the Tony Adams and your Patrick Vieiras, and you were gutted when they were left, but you weren't emotionally attached to these players. You understood that they'd done a job whilst they was at the club, and you loved them while they was at the club doing that job, winning trophies. It's like you can't. The trouble is now with the fans now of Arsenal is they can't detach themselves from being attached, or being a fan and a supporter, and they can't distinguish between the two. So they're either attached to Arteta and everything what he does, and lose their identity as an Arsenal fan, or you're an Arsenal supporter, an Arsenal fan like we are, and still respect and admire some of the things that they do, right? And criticise when it all goes wrong. And this is what a lot of Arsenal fans can't do. They can't detach themselves from one or the other.
That's crazy. It's not like it's like they're trying to detach themselves from their wife, and they've got 3 kids and a mortgage together, and it's tricky, and everything like that. This is just their football manager.
This is a football manager.
I just don't. I don't get it.
I don't get it. And the annoying things, and I'll close on this before Naughty comes in, is they're frightened of change. They cannot see any other. They cannot see another man in charge of this football club. To them, that's a disaster. But they're in their comfort zone. It's like having some sort of mental illness that you can't. Do you know what I mean? It's like having something as a family heirloom and you can't see it go.
Yeah.
Like your mum's lived in the house, and your nan's lived in the house.
Just holding him,
and your uncle's lived in the house, and you all, the house has been in the farm, or the house has been in the family for generations, years and years and years and years, and you can't see it being sold. You just can't.
It's falling down. It's falling down. And they said, no, we can't get rid of it.
It's got to stay. And this is how fans see Arteta. They cannot see any other man in charge of this football club. To them, that would be a disaster. So they'd rather go through the crap and have him there than have change. And that's where we're at as Arsenal.
And the thing is, during that period of time, you're going to have your good times. You're going to have your great, your little moments where you win a game and everybody's seeing North London forever and all of that. Yeah. But the objective is to
holding hands.
The objective is when you go to a football game, you play 38 games, and at the end of the season, hopefully you lift a trophy. You know what I mean? It's not just about, we could talk about, it's lovely to take part and blah, blah, blah. 6 years of taking part, man. Come on. I mean, I've seen us lift trophies, do doubles, right? 21 years. I mean, if somebody said to me, after 2004, Invincible, that we were never going to ever lift another trophy again, and that includes Wenger, because he was in that, he was part of that, we'd be going like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the difference was is that during that period when we was going through our bad period, he was winning the odd trophy here and there, yeah? But we knew he'd come to a point where he said, right, Wenger, enough is enough now. I think you've taken the club as far as you can. Go out on a high. After that whole game, you're thinking 2-0 down. He comes back, wins it. You're thinking, then he goes again. And you're thinking, don't tie your legacy. But with this guy, that's sitting in the middle of you can't. This is like Teflon. Nothing sticks. Nothing sticks.
Do you know what? You make great points there, and I want to add to that as well. Yeah. Do you know what? One of the common questions I get asked, right, when I'm on like or been on panels or whatever, is what about the context? So you want Mikel Arteta around, but what about the context? Okay, so say you don't win anything. This is a genuine question that I constantly get. But he finishes second by a goal difference in the league and gets to a Champions League final. And I'm like, oh my God. These guys just don't fucking get it. I'm like, so he hasn't won anything then? Oh yeah, but he nearly did. Okay, well, that might have been acceptable in his first, maybe even second season, if we was absolutely horrific. And in 2 years, just like Klopp did for Liverpool, took us to that, and you sit there and you think, yeah, actually, after 2 years, this is what he's done for the football club. Wow, okay. I might not be happy with it, but, I can actually see where he's going. Brother, 6 years, and we're not even in that scenario yet. Look, but what about the context? Okay, so that just means he'll go into his 8th season without winning fuck all.
Yeah. What the Premier League should do is introduce the Context Cup. That's what they should do. Get the Context Cup. Yeah, we go for that. Yeah. We'll win.
We still wouldn't fucking win it under this manager, no Norms. We finished second.
There's context to the context.
Knocked out in the semi-final
of the Context Cup.
Mate, it's not as coveted as the Wanker of the Week Cup, but the Context Cup, absolutely, mate.
Do you know what's scary though? Getting back to the owners, is that we all know that if he wins the Premiership, this guy's going to get another 5 years.
Of course.
This guy's going to get another 5 years.
He'll still have 1 year left on his contract.
All I'm going to say,
see that out and then see it. Go on, D.
No, but all I'm going to say is right. Give him another 5 years. That means he's been here 11 years by the end of the 5 years. If you was to say to me, I'm going to give you a manager to run Arsenal Football Club, and I'm going to give him an 11 years contract. And within that 11 years, you're going to win 1 Premier League, a Carabao Cup, and an FA Cup. Is that acceptable? You'd turn around and go, what, in 11 years? Are you fucking mad?
And how much money do you think you would have spent by then? Another 2 billion?
Right. Yeah. And within them 11 years, we're going to spend £3 billion on players, right?
Well, he ain't got his squad there yet, has he? Do you know what I mean? Right. He ain't got his squad
at the end of them 11 years, we're going to spend over £3 billion on players. And within that 11 years, he's going to win a Carabao Cup, a Champions League semi-final, right? A Premier League and an FA Cup and a Charity Shield. You'll turn around and go, don't give me that fucking manager. I don't want him.
But he took us from the depths of hell, though.
This is where we are now. This guy will get another 5 years at this football club if we win the Premiership. Get used to it, guys.
I've already said, and I think this is the first time I've actually said this, like online or live or whatever you want to call it. I might have said it to you, DJB. I'm sure I have. I said this to Shane the other day. I love doing these shows. like with this proper chat, man. I love talking to you guys on the panel. I love you guys in the chat, always making wicked comments in the chat. I know I'm in the right place in the right community because I love it, mate. All of you are world class. But do you know what? If we don't win anything and Mikel Arteta's still here, I don't know. I don't think I'll quit YouTube. That's a harsh thing to say, but I don't think I've got the energy to constantly keep going around in the same loop over and over again. It's taxing. If we win something, yeah, cool. Maybe it'd be different. But if we come out potless again, I can't. I love going on the Potsies streams, and I used to go on Never a Found. I do something with or whatever. I can't deal with the strictos. I can't deal with the fucking Igals and the creatine Dans and everyone's like that because it's just copy and paste. I'm so sick of it. People think that we enjoy getting out the bed and saying like this about the manager. I'm devastated I have to have this opinion. I'm devastated because if I have this opinion, it means we're not doing well.
Exactly. Change our minds. Change our minds. Change our minds. That's all I want.
That's it. It's so taxing. This whole thing, I started YouTube to talk to the chat, like you guys in the chat, all 128 of you. Big up to you. I started it so I can find people like DJB and Normskis and the Shanes and the Lees to just remind myself maybe I'm not fucking mental. Maybe I don't need sectioning. Maybe I just actually have a valid opinion.
You were the only one, didn't you?
And that's what it's for. And
Aaron, was you sitting in that stadium? Was you sitting in that stadium and everything was closing in on you before you started YouTube and thinking, what's going on here? What's happening here?
What's going on here? It is bruv. It's exhausting. I mean, it's exhausting. I love doing this, but it's exhausting coming on and talking, and having to make the point sometimes.
And they're not seeing it. That's the thing. The frustrating thing about it is that they're not seeing it, DJB. They're not seeing it. It's like they're not seeing common sense. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Do you know what?
It's basic common sense, isn't it?
Do you know what is exhausting as well? Is that we can have an opinion on football. This is see, when I do my streams and you do your streams and Aaron does his, we all do it different, but we're all pretty much the same. I just have an opinion on what I see in football and what I see. It's not a personal agenda. It's just what I see and what I want for my football club. I've been supporting 50 years home and away. I mean, it's like, it's just what I see. And when I don't see a captain performing, or I see a captain of Arsenal Football Club and he ain't good enough, I'll call it out. It's nothing personal.
Yeah,
it's just what I see on a football field.
But the thing is, DJB, just to come in here, the difference is that when you say about having a personal agenda, it's as I say, it's what you see. So you're calling out. If Arteta does well, you're going to praise. I praised him in my last match reaction. So well done, you've done well. Blah blah blah. Right. Absolutely. Now the thing is, the only people that have got personal agendas are the ones that support Mikel Arteta only.
Yeah.
They couldn't care less. They couldn't care less what the club does, or if they lose, win, draw, whatever.
It's a good point, Norms.
That's it. That's the agenda. That's the agenda. We haven't got the agenda.
No. Because we see the problem is they'll start because they might not listen to anything you're saying, and as soon as you mention Arteta, there is prick up.
Yeah.
I've been.
If you said Arsenal instead of Arteta, you get a different response. And there's the agenda.
You can talk football till you're blue in the face, and as soon as you go, but that's down to the manager Arteta. Bang, there is a prick up. They've ignored everything you said that comes before that, right? And then they home in on that. What did you say? Oh, you've got to. What did you say? You're bugging this. I've had it. I've had people my age. I've had people older than me. I've had people younger than me. Why didn't you go and support Tottenham? What for? Why would I go and support Tottenham? You should go and support Chelsea if you don't like it. Why? Do you know what I mean? This is what you get told.
I told a particular Arsenal YouTuber like earlier. I find it insulting that I get called out by these certain people I get told that I'm not allowed to celebrate. If we win a trophy, I'm not allowed to go to the parade.
Why?
I'm being told that. One sec, D. Let me down there. I'm being told that by people that say trophies are overrated and they're happy with second place. I'm being told that I can't go and celebrate my team. I'm also being told that my agenda towards Arsenal Football Club and Arteta is toxic. Okay, so when he does good, I say he does good. When he does bad, I say he does bad. When I say to you, what do you think of the game when we've done bad? You still say good. That's a fucking agenda. Like, I get labelled, and so do we all, with all of these things. You can't do this. Go down the lane. Go down and support the lane. Go down to support Tottenham. What are we actually doing here? We're getting told what to do by all of these fans that don't fucking even do anywhere remotely near what they're telling us to do. Go down and support the fucking Tottenham. Fuck off down the lane. What are you talking about? You only supported Arsenal 5 years ago. What are we doing here? Oh, yeah, you don't deserve to celebrate. You've spent the last 6 years telling me second's an achievement and that trophies are underrated. Are you fucking mentally ill? How ridiculous is that? Can you imagine someone saying, oh, you don't deserve to celebrate it? But you don't even want the trophies. You're just happy with a £7 pint and a fucking and a chin whack. That's cool. Just admit it, though. Well, look what we're doing here.
Good point. You can't tell us not to celebrate when you've been happy with second all for the last fucking 3 years.
It's madness, mate.
It is.
It's absolute madness what you get, but because there's no rationality or logic behind it, and that's all they've got. Have you ever noticed? Yeah, because I've always made in certain chats and in certain panels and in certain channels, I've always usually most of my points are either factual based, like fact, but inarguable, or if they're just my opinion, it's probably a reasonably compelling opinion enough to be somewhat respected and discussed like adults. Yeah, that's what I've always thought. I've gone on and made excellent points, 5-10 minutes long, and gone, there you go. You've asked me a question. There's all the facts. This isn't factual based. However, I think it's a good discussion point, and I've got a lot of good points. No, you just have an agenda. That's all they do. They tell you that you've got an agenda when they've got fuck all else to say. Because they've got nothing to say back to that.
They can't back it.
Nothing back to say. You've got an agenda. So you're just going to come out with a quirky little 1 sentence, 4-word little sentence. You have an agenda. That's all you've got to say back to that. You asked me a question, I fucking answered it. I've asked you another question, and all you do is say you've got an agenda. Oh, great! What fucking discussion that was.
Well, yeah, but this is where they got short memories. A week ago, when we lost against Man United, they're all picking holes in it and criticising certain players. When we do that, it's like you got an agenda.
They're 3 years behind. Like
in the summer,
Yeah,
they're all doing this. Oh, we got Gyökeres. We'll all be doing this around the stadium next season. I don't want Havertz as my number 9. I don't want Havertz anywhere near the football club. We shouldn't have signed him. We've got Gyökeres, blah, blah, blah. Gyökeres ain't been firing on all cylinders. Havertz is back. They're all like waxing lyricals.
Yep.
Oh, we want Havertz back. Hang on a minute. You were saying that you didn't want him in the summer.
Embarrassing.
This is what I'm saying. They're backtrack. They just say things to suit that moment in time. Everything else that went before it don't matter. If it suits that narrative at the time, they say it. We keep. I'd like to think we keep fairly consistent all season. We give praise where it's due
because we're honest.
We criticize.
Why do you think you don't get DJB? Why do you think you don't get clipped up? Norms, why don't you get clipped up? I don't get clipped up.
No.
Why do you think we don't get clipped up? It's because we're not saying something stupid that makes no sense.
Exactly.
That's why
I could easily, we could, Norms could, Shane could, right?
Go ultra positive.
We could easily go ultra positive, talk a load of crap, say a load of bollocks. Yeah. Back this manager, post blah, 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 nothing negative, spin the narrative, whatever you want to say, right? And I'm telling you now, instead of having 2,000 and odd subscribers, I'll probably have 10, 15,000 followers.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's not what I do it for. I do it for the Arsenal fan. I'm a football fan, and my chat knows this. I'm a football fan. I respect every single football club, and I respect every single fan because it's fucking hard work being a football fan. It's not easy. You know, relationships, this, that, and the other, the money it costs, the stress you go through. It's fucking hard work. It's hard work being a football fan. So I respect it all.
I by one fan trying to say to me, I'm not as much of a fan as them because I only go to home games instead of the away ones. That's cool. I actually respect people that do and are able to go to all the away games as well. It's a massive commitment financially.
Doesn't make you a better fan than anyone else whether you go or not.
You'll never hear me criticise someone that gives up a lot of their time. However, everyone's different. Everyone's scenario is different. I've got 2 young kids and a family I want to try and protect and also see grow up. So I'd love to go to Arsenal every single weekend, but I can't because I'll miss my son's football game most weekends. I can't do that every weekend, and I don't want to do that every weekend, but they miss that little bit. You know, I'd love to, and I respect people that do that. However, you know, for me, there's bigger things sometimes than Arsenal Football Club. And you know, to say that, oh, you're not as much of a fan because you go to less games, I'll probably go to more games and sacrifice a lot more than I should. I think that's a fair thing, but they'll jump on anything like that without actually knowing the true crux of the issue. You know, I want to be there for my kids. What's wrong with that? Sue me.
It's just scary that we've got fans that have written articles like this. He has spent time to write that and think that, right? So in his eyes now, that last, as I go back to that, come on, you Gunners, let's bring it home for Mikel. Now, for me, that's been supporting this football club for 50 years, right? And Nortski.
You want to bring it home for Mikel, do you?
I don't want to bring it home for Mikel. I want to bring it home for the fans. I want to bring it home for the fans. I want Arsenal to win for the fans and the players because they deserve it. And the fans that have stuck by this geezer when he's fouled. That's who they should be bringing it home for. He's not once mentioned the fan base that has stuck by him through thick and thin.
Yeah.
His narrative is that, oh, look what he's had to go through. Poor man, £15 million a year. He's gone from giving out bibs and cones on a training ground, to managing the 3rd biggest club in Europe. He probably
unsuccessfully, may I add.
He probably ran home from his wife when Arsenal gave him that phone call, and he went to his missus. You'll never guess what? I've only been offered the manager's job at Arsenal. She probably turned around and went, "Fuck off! You've been drinking too much. You've
been down the boozer again, Mikel. What's going on?
You've been down the boozer too long. You've been handing out bibs and cones at Man City, and you're telling me you got the Arsenal job? Yeah,
he's on the tequilas again, isn't he?
And they're giving me £15 million a year. She's probably gone, Mikel, I love you dearly, but you must go down to the doctors. You've been dreaming too much. Right? So this guy has written all of this, and then he's got the audacity to say in his last sentence, bring it home for the Mikel. No. This football club does it for Arsenal Football Club and not just for Mikel. Mikel can be part of it as the manager. I get that. Brilliant, and all the coaching staff, but you bring it home for the fans and you bring it home for the players and what it means for the football club and all the fans that gone before it that are no longer with us, all the brilliant players that have graced this brilliant club that are no longer with us. That's who you bring it home for, not just for this guy that's only been here for 5-6 years. I'm sorry, I just find that an insult. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know, that's
because it is an insult. That's just fact. But listen, we will wrap it there. Big up to everyone in the chat, man. There's still 121 of you in the building. We're going to raid over to Gianni Talks Calcio, and I'm going to jump on with him for a little bit. I didn't think we'd go sort of this long. I'm getting a little bit tired. But
look at this! Look,
Gianni, double awesome. We will go over there and we'll raid there. But before we do, man, thank you very much to everyone in the chat. Everyone that come over from El Capitan Lee, most of you stayed as well. That's buzzing to see the numbers. That's unbelievable. DJB, shoot, what have you got coming up, brother?
Well, I've got coming up tomorrow the Carabao Cup semi-final. where I shall
Yeah,
hopefully bump into you and Binks.
I'll give you a
and,
squeeze, mate. I'll give you a squeeze.
Yeah, and Binks and anyone else that's managed to get a ticket. And then me and Normski are back on the midweek mingle, which is a must watch. And I think Matty the Southern Goon is going to be joining us as well.
Ah,
And
lovely.
We'll be dissecting the Carabao Cup action, whether we win, lose, or draw. Well, we won't draw because there's got to be a winner. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating the trip to Wembley.
Yep.
And then we'll be looking ahead towards the Sunderland game, and we'll be having some banter and cracks. And then Thursday, me and Kenny Ken extra time show. And then Saturday at Sunderland at the Emirates again on Saturday, and then Sunday sit back session. So big up, Aaron. It's do you know what? I've really enjoyed the show tonight.
Yeah, it's a good show tonight, man.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Yeah. I've
It's
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Especially because we didn't. Well, I couldn't do it last week because I was double ill. So it's always nice, you know. Like, I miss it. The Monday show is my baby. It is for YouTube. I just enjoy it the most out of everything. It's not to say I don't enjoy the other shows, but we got the OGs of the panelists. The chat's always excellent, man. I love it.
No,
man.
the chat.
So,
big
yeah,
up
no,
the
it's
chat as
buzzing.
well.
And I'm always grateful
always,
for everyone in the chat, and obviously the panel for giving the time. And of course, another member of the panel here is Normski, who's very, very, very close to 1K. By the way, he's like everyone else is. Yeah, go on now. Go on.
No, sorry, Aaron. You just said it there. I can't believe this guy's not 1K yet. Go on, you carry on.
Come on. No, that's it. The link's in the description. Sorry, in the description. It's pinned in the chat. Come on, Aaron, sort yourself out. We're on the last little couple of seconds now. You can get through this without, forgetting the language of England. But now, Normski, you're nearly at 1K. I hope there's a couple of people that are listening that want to go over and show you some love and give you a cheeky sub. What have you got coming up, brother?
Yeah, so tomorrow, obviously, be watching the game from the armchair supporter. Hopefully we win that. And I'll do a quick match reaction, and then obviously Wednesday I'll be doing my show, the What's Going On podcast show. That's at 6:30, and then I'll have a little break in between, and I'll be on the mingle with DJ B and hopefully Southern Gooner. We're gonna have a great chat. Hopefully we'll be talking about the win, the Carabao Cup win, and then talk about the Sunderland game. And then, it's all good, man. You know what I mean? Looking forward to the weekend as well. Hopefully, we'll go 9 points clear. And I'll just say again, thank you for having me on the show. Big up to you, DJ B, Aaron, and obviously to the world-class chat. And let's not forget Shane tomorrow. Big breakfast. Yeah, so big up to everybody.
10:30. Come on, the full Irish. OIIRISH. The full Irish. Go over there and support our brother Shane as well at 10:30. You probably all will anyway, but I'm just giving you a little reminder. That side, don't forget, we are going over to this guy's channel.
I'm going to redirect. I'm going to come over.
Yeah, get yourselves over, ladies and gents. We will love you and leave you there. Double boom. Mikel Arteta out, you little bastard. And Tomo, you're definitely out. You absolute pleb.
What does he win, Aaron? What does he win? Show him that trophy.
Show him the trophy. He's got the most coveted trophy on YouTube. The wanker of the week. Tomo, you absolutely are fully deserving of the double wanker of the week. You're treble wanker of the week. I might even give it to you next week without doing any other content and watching any other content of yours. That's how horrendous that little paragraph of nonsense was. Other than that, double boom. Bye-bye.
Come on, you Gunners.
Come on.